good evening and welcome to final week of Baltic Esports League. Yesterday you saw League of Legends, but today you're going to see CSGO, full day of it. I'm MV, I'm joined here by V one more time. Are you psyched for last week?
Well, exciting things definitely for last week, as obviously a lot of changes can still happen in standings, which we'll talk about just in a second. But in general, I'm really excited to see that it has come so close currently.
It is really close in the end. So let's see the schedule we're going to see today, which are going to be a very important matches to see. And as we can see, we see 5 matchups this week. And I have to say, almost every single one of them is important in a matter of who's going to get either to the top 4 or eliminated.
Yeah, exactly. As we'll be starting off today with NotLikeThis versus MALCO here.
Yeah.
And obviously MALCO, after last week's 2-0 win
against
over Skinlords,
oh,
they should be pretty psyched to take this one, as obviously if they secure this, they will secure themselves at least in the top 4 now.
Yeah,
if they take it 2-0, if it's going to be 1-1, it's still a debatable trade, and obviously losing it is probably not the ideal scenario here.
Yeah, and if NotLikeThis lose this one, then they might even face elimination. Yeah,
in theory, if things play out, well, unfortunately for them, then yeah, they can still actually face elimination in this tournament.
Yeah, that's not too fortunate for them, but we can see if they can do anything about it. But after that, we're going to see XGR eSports versus Skinlords. Almost the same story, as both of the teams can still secure the top 4 spot.
Yeah, it's obviously a lot more, I feel like this matchup is a lot more tended towards Skinlord's side, since they, in my opinion, in theory, should be taking this one, and they should be really motivated to do so after last week's loss, which they shouldn't have had. But as we can see, the situation is what it is, and I feel like it's once again is going to be an extremely close matchup. If they lose this, they're not out of the tournament, of course, and they still qualify for next week, but they most likely will not be in the finals if they don't win.
Yeah, that could be weird, and luckily for Skinlords, XGR will play with 2 stand-ins, so that might play in their hands.
Yeah.
But after that, tomorrow we're going to see 2 best-of-1s between Team Spy and VAS Sports. Team Spy, the team facing elimination at the moment, which we thought would never happen, but that's the case here. And VAS Sports secured the place in the Big 4. Not too scared about it, but I think they would be happy to
ideally, of course, you would like to continue your own trend, and I feel like last week was a good, fun week for them, so hopefully we won't see this one happening again this week. Is obviously still excited to see what a full VAS Sports full concentration team can do against Team Spy and vice versa. So really interested to see this matchup as well, as obviously Team Spy under extreme pressure on the brink of elimination here, and they really need it.
They should be on edge. And then for April 26th, the last group stage day of Baltic Esports League, it's going to be Team Refuse versus Aesthetic. I think we know where this is going to go.
Yeah, I feel like the result is already set in stone. Obviously, Team Refuse, I believe, also have secured their position in the LAN finals. I don't think there's a scenario where they can fall out at this stage. And well, Aesthetic being the beating bag of this tournament, I would expect them to step up, or to be more precise, I would wish they would step up.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm expecting a clean swipe from Team Refuse here, so I don't think we're going to see too many surprises.
Yeah, that definitely could be the case. And then the next game, Žalgiris eSports versus Vortex. Lithuanian-Estonian team, which both have really similar playstyles and are in that second spot in their regions at the moment. So very important match for both the teams, as I believe Vortex can still make it in the Big 4. I'm not quite sure about Žalgiris.
No, I don't think Žalgiris can make it anymore, but for Vortex, it's obviously still another victory they would be looking to secure in a 2-0 fashion. And if other things play out correctly, yes, in theory, I believe they can still make it into the finals here.
But we have talked about who's going to make it and who's not, so we can check out the standings so you can see as well which teams are the ones that we are looking at the moment. As you can see, we talked about that Team Refuse and VAS Sports. As it looks, they have secured their spot in top 4. Although Team Refuse still, in theory, could potentially drop down, but as you mentioned, they're playing against Aesthetic, so that should not be the case for them.
And even if they drop a spot, it doesn't really matter at this stage. So currently, you just want to have your spot secured, and you want to make sure you make it to the finals there.
Yeah, that is the case. But as you can see, I can see now, yes, that only 3. Okay, in total, 4 teams are battling for that last 2 spots. So Vortex, Skinlords, MALCO, and XGR, Latvian and Estonian teams. As we can see, NotLikeThis can't make it, but all those 4 teams, they have a lot of work ahead.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of work and a lot of pressure. So once again, this week is going to be full of excitement, and as I'm expecting to see really close games. Obviously, also interesting if any of the matches will go overtime, as that also can change a lot of things.
Definitely can, right, as you mentioned it. But one more thing, after this week, we'll also see who is, in a way, the strongest region in CSGO at the Baltics at the moment. Because potentially there could be 3 Estonian teams in the finals.
That is definitely not excluded, in which case I would be severely disappointed, first of all. But, you know, everyone had their fair chance at the tournament. Right. So obviously it would be a good establishing point of some sort of base ground to work off of in the future, and obviously make some sort of predictions perhaps for the second season and see how it goes and how each region expands.
And do you, as you know, some kind of insights in the CSGO scene, at least in Baltics, at least you knew it for a while. Do you think maybe on season 2 we can expect mixed region teams with mixed players?
It has been done in the past, but I have yet to see a successful model of it working out, just because can't really say that there's a huge difference in mentality in between our countries, but I feel like Estonians are slightly more aside than Latvians and Lithuanians in terms of the way how the communication goes, and also in terms of attitude towards the play. So I feel like Estonians definitely have the upper hand in that. I feel like they have a more solid approach, being slightly more Nordic in comparison to the other countries here. So
you're saying we could potentially see Latvian-Lithuanian team? That's all I got for it.
Maybe, but I will not vouch for it. As I said, I've been actually involved personally in a project like that at some point in time, and eventually it just didn't work out, as I mentioned, because of these small differences and disagreements that are bound to happen. And if you cannot also communicate them in a very reasonable way, meaning that you have to communicate in some sort of middle ground language, being that either English or Russian most likely, then accordingly you're going to have instances where someone didn't understand something, and then it's going to be purely up to the mentality of the whole team. So whilst yes, on paper it is still possible, I don't feel like it's really going to happen at this stage.
Oh well, yeah, but after the season 1 and in total that we have first times this kind of a season, do you think players will change their mentality about esports in Latvia and in Baltics in general?
I would like to see finally growth. From one point of view, it would be exciting to see non-Latvian teams making into the top 4, as obviously that would could serve potentially as a great motivational tool for them to work harder and be more prepared for the next season. From the other point of view, obviously having a mixed finals is always, you have that battle of who's the best country in theory, because obviously you cannot exclude that as well. So it's not only about the best team, but also which country has the best players to some certain degree, and there's a lot of pride at stake.
Definitely, and not only the players from the countries, but also the fans, which will play a big part in the Hypertown Riga Festival, which you can check out all the information about in hypertown.pro websites, where you can also get the tickets to the tournament. And if you're thinking that you don't want to maybe buy the ticket, you can win the ticket. We're still going to give away 3 tickets this week. It's going to be the last ones. So be sure to check out our stream to make sure that you can potentially win the ticket for yourself or someone else who wants to go to that festival. And of course, check out as well the Baltic eSports website, and of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel just so you don't miss any last action. We can jump into quickly the matchup, see what maps the teams are going to play, what we can expect to see, as it is going to be MALCO versus NotLikeThis, the first map Inferno, and then Overpass. Yeah, so interesting map choices coming out. Obviously, MALCO here, we talked about briefly before that we know they slightly favor Overpass for themselves. They feel comfortable on this map, so I'm curious to see what they have prepared for NotLikeThis. In that map, as obviously there's a lot of rotations going on. The map is, well, huge in comparison to others, I would say. In a way, but the rotations are fast.
Yeah, the rotations are fast because of the underpass position being there, and obviously the fact that you can rotate through CT spawn relatively quickly, and that also leaves a lot of options for fakes and weird other plays that we might see coming out of either the teams here. So in general, I feel like on Inferno, this should go... I think it's going to be a pretty even match on Inferno, to be honest with you. I feel like it's going to go something around 16-ish, 12, probably eventually in favor of MALCO.
Okay, so you're going MALCO's way even with this.
Yes, but I'll say that it's going to be a fair fight here. As for overpass, I feel like the more prepared team wins, and if you feel comfortable on overpass, we've seen it so many times where you can just snowball the other team.
Oh yeah.
So
on
it's
overpass,
obviously going to depend a lot on the T sides as well as preparation. So do I dare to say a prediction?
You just did. You said 16-12.
For Inferno.
For Inferno, but you're thinking about overpass.
For overpass, it's a gamble a bit. Yeah, I'll favor it for MALCO. I'll say they know they need the 2-0.
Yeah,
So I feel like that MALCO will be full on also in overpass, and I feel like overpass is not going to make it to that close scoreline. It's probably going to be something like 16-8, 16-9,
okay.
Just off the fact that it's extremely hard to come back on overpass, especially if you have your opponent's economy crushed. So
yeah, that could be the case. But for now, I'm guessing we can jump in small commercial break as the players are slowly getting into server, and after that we're going to see Inferno between NotLikeThis and MALCO. Welcome back after the break as we are ready to jump into Inferno between MALCO and NotLikeThis as the knife round is about to begin. So as we already covered, it's a very important match for MALCO as well as for NotLikeThis, since one team can get in the top big four and the other team can go even and be eliminated.
Yeah, they could NotLikeThis can still, if they lose this 0-2, they still can potentially face elimination, and obviously that's also a lot of pressure on them. So either team should be very eager to win this match in a 2-0 fashion, and obviously going to see how they're going to start off here on this knife round, as it looks like MALCO will have won it, and they will most likely choose to stay in the CD side.
They will, yeah, they do just that as they're about to jump into the pistol round. And we have seen, and we already talked about it, NotLikeThis, they're kind of frag-dependent team in a way that this pistol round could potentially go their way, since their aggression with the Glocks could work out against MALCO.
Yeah, I would expect them to start off this nice and fast, as we've seen it so many times before on Inferno here, going in as a 5-man unit and just making use of those Glocks. But as I said, actually Burble here picking up a smoke and 2 flashes still in spawn though. Let's just, yeah, he's back. He was just tapped out. And already 2 terrorist players are going to be going down into Banana.
From MALCO, this backstab, Viscas moves in, looks for the headshot, going to get 1, look for more. As the players turn around, the Viscas already has found 2, as now Towerov comes out, looking for the kills. He can't get it. Oh no. At least Ayman gets 1 more kill back for his team, but that was so unfortunate, and MALCO, such a good awareness to do that in the first round. But Ayman, he still won't make this easy for MALCO, he already has found 2. He's now going to look for the 3rd kill, as he's going to see the player up close.
He actually gets the kill now, and only Displex remaining here on B side, and that's a long rotation for him to have. You can see Ayman actually not fully committing just yet here, as he's looking to see any sort of cues that he could come off and understand where the player might be coming from. And you can also see from Displex, he doesn't buy that Ayman will be going instantly towards this side, and this is essentially a cat and mouse game now, as you can see Ayman actually heading towards back to B side, and will Displex get worried because of the timing here?
Will he hear him?
I believe he hears the player just
now. He
now
now hears him. He's going to still stay in this position, which is kind of scary position to be in.
Ayman!
And 4 kills and a clutch. We remember what Ayman did last week, and he's continuing on doing it this week.
No, we literally just talked just before we started that Ayman most likely will be on point in this match as well, and my god, did he just deliver. So Ayman, 4 kills, secures the round for his team with the clutch, even going to the side where the CT player was, and the CT player did have the health advantage here, and you can see Ayman already molotoving down into Banana. Will be peeking into middle here with the AK, and just to see if any of the CT players dare peek.
As Viscas, he spotted the player, but the player spotted him as well, so you can see now it's a bit an awkward situation towards the apartments, as Viscas kind of understands that he's in no man's land waiting there.
Yeah, so far nothing, so both teams are playing it safe as much as they dare, and so the group is still, the bomb is still towards T ramp here, and it looks like they're gathering for a Banana push, and they've guessed it right, as there's only Irix here on B side with the CZ. They're not really too eager to run into him, so obviously they're going to be checking every corner here, making sure it's not a B stack, as so often a lot of CT teams decide to play here. And IREX will peek here, does a lot of damage onto BESL, but BESL manages to fall back with just 17 HP remaining, and Amond making sure he's not going to be pushed.
He's still waiting. You see in middle, they're trying to battle it out as Amond even gets tagged up. IREX has already done so much with this CZ, which you're not too fond of. But as the players are slowly trying to now push towards the B side, Displex is ready to backstab them.
And
as well as the rotation has come in, this could go south for NotLikeThis.
Yeah.
As IREX now gets the player who was almost full HP. My God, the CZ is doing wonders. Now it's going to be Viscas boosted up with the UMP. He's going to see the player in the side, looking to get the heal. He's going to take him down, but BESL at least with the kill back. It's still going to be 4-on-3 as the bomb is now yet to be planted. They start to plant it off now, and Procus, MALCO, they line up. Very unfortunate.
Up here, and Displex coming from a banana. Will he check to his right? As he won't, and will go down. And now IREX remaining here as the match will be paused. I believe some of the players are experiencing extreme loss here on the server, and we'll see if we can get rid of it.
No, and IREX very unfortunate, as we know that he is playing from the Netherlands, I believe. And his ping is not so good. He won't be too happy about it. We can see 140. That's not the way you want to play CS.
That's definitely not the best way how to start this off, as obviously that ping will prevent him from doing anything too much. And let's see if we can quickly contact our admin here.
I'm going to try to do the same thing.
So we'll see what we can quickly arrange here, and can this quickly be amended. But so far, NotLikeThis have started so in a very convincing fashion. It did look that it's going to go south at one point in time for NotLikeThis, as they were taking extreme amounts of damage. Yeah. And unfortunately wasn't going really their way, as NotLikeThis did eventually pick them off. And of course that unfortunate lineup for MALCO.
Oh yeah, against Procus.
Didn't really go their way. And now the match will be resumed for now, as I believe the server issues have been resolved, and it is going to be a full save coming out from MALCO here. Only IREX with the smoke and nade will be nading down banana and just smoking it off, making sure no terrorists will be pushing up fast. But NotLikeThis are taking a very tactical approach to this, just making sure no CTs are pushing.
I almost feel like they have completely changed their playstyle for this last week.
Yeah, they've definitely mixed things up, and I feel like they've made the appropriate talks required in order for this to happen. As you can see, they're a lot more composed than what we saw them just a few weeks ago. And now they will be taking the middle here, as both Viscas and Fugly will be taken down.
Comes out. Well, can they get back? None of the players from the long can get back, but at least they do significant damage to both Amond and Tower there.
And once again, only IREX here remaining, but there are two terrorist players extremely on low HP, and this CZ can still do wonders, as Amond is now waiting just next to the smoke here. Will they spot each other? There's actually Amond. Wow.
He was waiting. He was waiting for that.
IREX passed him just by his, literally in front of his nose.
Yeah.
And the timing didn't work out for him here. Great mind awareness there from Amond, once again understanding that a CT player can try to push through in an odd timing, and also I believe they should know by now that he is the rotating player on this map. But the buy will eventually come through now, as IREX here left on the UMP, and the remaining team has M4s and a solid amount of nades here, as the NotLikeThis do decide to make sure they will clear out this second middle position here. Tarov, will he decide to jump into apps here? I think he's so far just listening.
They probably want to do together with Procus if they move in, as it's a lot more better to take the app control when you're two players, and especially with CTs that they still don't know if they're taking control of apps that much.
There's actually going to be a smoke deployed by Tarov towards the arch here to perhaps distract the CT players, so they can just clear out these apartments, making sure no surprises are waiting for him.
That could be the case, as they still yet to pick up the bomb, as BESL is still trying to find the openings towards the B side. We can see MALCO playing really defensive, except for IREX, who's trying to peek in and deal some damage.
There's not a lot of utility left on MALCO's side here, as NotLikeThis are moving into middle here. We'll find Viscas, and IREX here finds one player and instantly trying to fall back, but will be taken out by Procus, which will be killed by Fugly here. And it is still a 3 versus 3 situation, as the election finds Displex here. and
this
giving
is almost
his team
opened
the
up the side, but Figley is still in the pit as he's going to find 2 kills already, but he was not ready for Burble to be there. But now it's going to be 1v1 situation. We saw how this went before.
And Burble actually didn't manage to plant the bomb with the first try here. That's valuable seconds lost, as he's not sure which positions he can take and which are free here. And Warden already creeping up close in short here. Does the timing work out for him, or will Burble decide to turn in time?
As Burble, he goes into the corner. Warden, I believe, won't spot him from this position, although I believe if you go quite deep inside, you can spot the gun barrel of the player.
You can see the barrel, but it's not a common position to be here. And as Warden here now is checking every single corner, will be smoking off the bomb, and now Burble knows.
He's going to go for the defuse. Burble, he's going to try to run in. Defuse is still going to go through as the fuse kit was picked up. And Warden, he gets it, but he goes down there in the end. He won't be too happy about that, but at least they get around. Yeah,
excellent play here coming from Warden, not knowing where the position is, understanding that the plant is deeper inside, so most likely that the terrorist player is not going to be in apps, and therefore is hiding behind some corner or some box. And obviously smoking it off in that situation is probably the best play he could do, and that did bring his team the round. You can see the AVP here coming out onto Burble here, who's going to be peeking down into Banana. He's not going to find any players there, as everything is basically in flames.
And weirdly enough, I thought MALCO would definitely switch things up after the three-round loss, which were 2 of those were really close rounds. And we see that they still are playing really defensive. They're not taking control of the apartments that much. Maybe they're going to use that position for the pace changer.
Most likely, as I feel like so far they're still trying to eliminate any option of MALCO deciding for any weird pushes. Obviously, they saw that they did that in the first round, meaning that it is a constant threat here, as they will be gathering towards middle now. Burble just flashing in for his teammates, making sure they can clear out these frontal positions here, as the bomb is still towards T-ramp, and they will be actually tagged from the archway there ever so slightly, as the Lection is still on half HP, and they're just spraying through the smoke right now, making sure no player is hiding there, as they've taken middle position. But look at the bomb. That's on Burble, and he's alone in Banana here. That's a risky play to have, as CTs can push for information at any point in time. And you can see now 3 of the players of NotLikeThis are falling back into Banana. It's actually going to be a B split, as Amont will take down Warden here, and that leaves the B bomb side open. With 2 CTs still remaining there, and flashes are already coming through, and now Irix in a tough position needs to fall back and will go down eventually to Burble, as Displex will manage to find actually 2 kills here, and only then will go down, as it is a 3 versus 2 situation.
As we can see, yes, Viscas both with Figley are now going to rotate in, 1 from Banana, 1 from CT. We saw before this position did not work out, as Viscas goes down to Burble, and as now Figley pushes in, Procus is there to cancel that one out as well. So one more time, MALCO, they're going to be on eco round, and NotLikeThis looking definitely more stronger than we expected them to be.
So there is going to be actually a pause coming out from the admin here, just making sure there seems to be a variable loss on the server, which does go up at times up to 20%. So not entirely sure what's going on there, but obviously Irix here saying that in combination with his ping, that's literally unplayable, and most likely so, as Bullets will be missing shots here. And considering the fact that it might have played a bad mental game on MALCO here, considering those first two rounds could have been close, and potentially some bullets were lost due to the loss on the actual server. So curious to see how this will play out. So far, obviously, both teams should take the time to approach this moment tactically. They shouldn't be really worried that much about the server issues, as obviously they need to decide what they're going to do. And NotLikeThis so far, once again, on a very solid start here, and looking eager to see. So far, it looks like they could easily gather like 7 or 8 rounds here, as they've already managed to get 4.
But we have talked about that they have a bit of problems closing out maps. Yeah. So that could also be a problem. I don't think MALCO will struggle with that.
MALCO will definitely struggle with the fact if, first of all, NotLikeThis gained a lot of rounds, and second of all, if economy situation is still going to be a crucial point here. As you can see so far now, you do have the situation where MALCO lost 3 rounds in a row, and then won one round and lost a second consecutive there, and therefore the money situation is just probably at the worst stage where it could be right now.
It is.
Just off the fact that, well, they will be forcing up this round, and there's already a Deagle and 2 CZs bought, and Figli and Displex still deciding what they are going to purchase. I would suggest probably there is a nade on Irix, so one of those 2 players should really pick up another nade, and they should try to probably nade down into middle.
Yeah, I'm guessing. And maybe the push that they did in the first round, because that seems that could work out. Because I believe we saw that the same thing we saw last week.
You can try to make such a push, but you need to understand that there's still BESL hanging around there with the AVP. Yeah. So obviously that push is a high risk, high reward, and you'll need some sort of distraction, which usually comes in the form of nades. But actually, as I say it, if they nade forward running through middle and just continue running on the right-hand side, they should be fine as long as one player jumps over middle and just gives the illusion, the fact that they just did a standard cross jump and nothing fishy is happening. So obviously a lot of options still here for what they could do. Also, MALCO could potentially try to push apartments if there is a flash on Viscous here, so they could try to flash over second middle and see if they can catch 1 or 2 players off guard there. As so far, I'm not expecting NotLikeThis to switch up anything too much. It's so far working out for them, so there should really be no need for them to make any changes.
You left out banana push from MALCO. Do you think that's just a waste?
Currently, at this stage, I feel like it's going to be a waste. First of all, the banana position from NotLikeThis is being constantly Molotoved, so they already know they'll have to run through flames, and then, of course, there's going to be at least 2 people watching down there. So to make that push, well, for Warden to try and land a running Deagle shot, it's difficult. CZs in the distance are not really that reliable unless you're JW or something like that.
Okay.
So, you know, it's not a lot of options there. If they would all go for, like, say, 3 people would buy P250s, I feel like that's more of a viable push here, whereas now purchasing CZs and Deagles, you're relying more on playing around the angles. So I don't think that would be the best idea in the world. But once again, apartments and then peeking down into middle and pushing is still a viable option, as Warden can support them with the Deagle from top middle as the CZs are, say, running down in the USBs, because they can quickly close the distance there and get up and close. And if they can retrieve at least 1 rifle, a lot of things can happen, as we've seen before. NotLikeThis, once again, at least 2 people are heading towards banana. 1 is holding around middle position, and then you have 2 people going into second,
around that
second mid there.
And I believe MALCO should have that kind of information already, but I feel like they're going to still continue on the playing, some would say, the smart CS, just being careful, wait around the angles, don't go for any kind of crazy pushes.
NotLikeThis, you mean? Or
no, I'm thinking about MALCO, that they're going to stick with those positions even with the pistols.
Well, you're at the scoreline of being 1-4 on the CT side, the smarter move probably would try to switch things up. But to say, will they do so, I'll probably agree and say that it's not going to happen, as now the unpause looks like it will be eventually coming through here, and you can see another CZ will be picked up here on Displex, and my apologies as the match is paused once again here. So
one more time.
Brief misunderstanding there. Curiously enough, both MALCO unpaused and paused the match. So are they even talking in between?
Maybe they could. Maybe they're using different platform for these kind of chats.
Maybe there's a different one. Yeah. So the match will be eventually unpaused here, as have funs are being said in chat, and we'll see what sort of approach MALCO decide to take, as there are actually going to be 5 people heading towards A here, and they're pushing down into middle, as Irix already with Figli both find 2 kills here, as now only BESL is pushed up into T ramp.
And Warden, he finds Procus, who got 1 kill, and now with the Deagle he tags up Taurov, and only BESL will remain. We had so many ideas, and they did 2 of them. They pushed middle, they pushed apartments, and they managed to get the situation 1-on-1, where Viscous is with almost full utility.
Yeah, and BESL obviously knows that the last remaining player was towards the apartment position, or at least was there at some point in time, as he's quickly making his way into B site here. We'll be actually planting open for pretty much any position, and will be hiding here in the shadows, as Viscous now actually has the armor, has the defuse kit, and has a Molotov.
Yeah, so he has to really guess where to Molotov off. Let's see if that's going to be the new box or the dark that he Molotovs off. Will he guess correct? Or will he even use it?
He's probably going to use it for new box here. I feel like that's a more reliable position, or banana that you would like to check, as you can see deployed here. And will he check? He checks and lands the headshot and will take the round for MALCO, and that is a crucial round for them to have, as obviously that really brings them back into this round and slightly controls the terrorist money at this stage. As terrorists will be able to buy up here, but not probably the best buy in the world they would like to go for. As you can see, BESL here sitting on 3,300 only after that AVP purchase, and they had a huge amount of nades, and now it is the favor being returned as BESL will opt in for the Galil kill, and he will be deploying a nade towards middle and instantly going fast into banana here, just making sure no CTs are pushing up and seeing if
and you can see MALCO already from that one round have now trying to take the control of the apartments, as Viscus spots one player. I believe he had damage tower off to 57 HP even with that spray through the wall. So very fortunate for them, as this place has found BESL in the banana. The control for apps and for banana works out for MALCO, although they have let some people in here.
And now Viscus here on short, boosted up onto this roof. And that is a great position to be in, as you can definitely get at least one kill unpunished here, as long as you're not fully flashed in this position. And so far, it looks like NotLikeThis have... We're split for a second there. Looked like they were looking for some sort of entry, but it seems that they're going to be grouping, as now Irix flashing over into banana there. They did a quick check there, saw two players, as actually Displex will go down, falling back to Delection here. And Irix will be taken down by Delection as well. Great job coming in from Delection and giving his team the advantage. 4 versus 3 situation. As you can see, MALCO...
and they even decide to save.
Yeah, it looked like they're going to go for the retake here, but actually opt in for the save, as obviously losing this round already puts them in an extremely unfavorable situation, being 2 rounds reset in a row. The lost bonus is not going to be there for them, and obviously they need these 3 rifles. If they can hold on to all of them, they can still put up a very solid fight the next following round.
And interestingly enough, they decided to put 2 UMPs towards the B sites. And in the end there, where we saw Irix taking at least trying to take the kills, I believe he lagged a bit. So I don't know if he tilted with all those issues, or will he keep his calm?
Well, ping has gone down for him. It was previously sitting around 90-100. Currently it's at 63. So hopefully that's not too big of a tilter for him, as of course at this stage, knowing how important this match is for either of the team, any small thing can really set you off, and hopefully he is keeping his calm there. As the CTs will be forcing up now, that you can see there is a UMP on Displex here, and Viscus will actually be given the M4 as Irix opts to be in the support role with the CZ and with nades, flashing over banana for his teammate here as Displex crossing back into side. There's actually 3 players here on B, and once again a very standard round slow coming out from NotLikeThis.
But this time they're even more passive about it. They're only now getting a bit closer towards the apps of A, or even towards banana.
Well, perhaps they don't want to be caught off by any sort of nade situation that might be going on, or once again an unexpected push coming from MALCO, as so far both rounds they did so has worked out great for them, and I feel like they should start to understand that they can try and abuse this for a while, at least to regain some rounds on their side, as the utility on their team is not really the best in the world. You can see there is a Molotov and a few flashes, but that's about it, as now NotLikeThis have actually taken mid control here, and just making sure to check every single default position around here, and already 3 CTs are stacked around this short position. But the bomb is still towards T ramp, so this can still potentially turn in any way, as there's actually potential for NotLikeThis to sneak into archway here. I'm curious to see if they're going to do it again.
No, it looks like it's going to be an A push, as it is pretty risky to put the player solo with the bomb towards banana, but as we can see they're moving into site and they leave only 1 alive. That is Viscus waiting for the push, but the timing is not in his hands. Starov takes him down, but at least there's Figley now Displex for the rotation, as they can slowly come through, but there is still, you can see Tower waiting close range. I believe they won't expect him to be this close, as he's going to take the free kill against Figley. And this was with that AK. He's going to find 1 kill, but there's going to be still 2 more players. As you mentioned, they need that economy to be more stable for MALCO to get back into this game. Without it, it's going to be pretty difficult. No nades to use, no firepower. at least they'll have this AK saved for the next round.
Exactly. So they'll have at least one AK, and probably I would expect them to do something like AK remaining on B site and then 4 players pushing again from A. But seeing the previous passiveness from NotLikeThis in the beginning of the round, that is in the beginning of this round, I would expect them to actually welcome this push this time. I mean, you've been pushed 2 times already. You should be aware of the fact that you might be pushed.
I was also thinking that, like, how are they going to react when they see those deep grenades coming into middle? Will they fall back, or will they have fast push through the second middle?
You can see every single piece of utility on NotLikeThis' side, literally every single nade on every player. So interesting to see if they're going to use just to gain some control, or will they actually be pushing into a site in a very controlled fashion, as they do Molotov Banana here, and that will push back IRIX together with Displex here on B site. So far CTs have opted in to go for a default setup where there's 2 players on B site and 3 CTs on A. No real pushes coming through. I'm just curious to see what's going to happen here on the apartments, as Whiskas does dare to peek down into middle, sees 2 players and instantly falls back and calls for it.
I believe he did hear Tower off as well, jumping into the apartment, so he has that kind of information. But as we can see, it's NotLikeThis who quickly changed their minds. They're going to head towards the B site. Let's see if they can hit this one, as there is IRIX at P250, and as well, Displex waiting with the AK. Now his skills can take down one, he's going to take down the second as well. He's going to look for the third. The third kill is there, and the fourth, as Displex single-handedly saves the B site for his team on basically this eco round.
And now Tarov on the run here towards A side, but will be cut off by Feegly, and it is backwards and forwards with these teams at this stage, as MALCO will take their 3rd round, and NotLikeThis currently sitting on 6. Really solid job from Displex coming here exactly when required, making use of that AK and just doing insane amounts of damage on that team.
Just 4 kills to save the round. And as we can see, this could be finally NotLikeThis on an eco round if MALCO managed to win this one. So it's really important. One, and Whiskas was already spotted, so he has to be really careful to play around these apartments. And oh my god, he gets Ayman. The timing of this guy, the timing. He gets the player, but Delection has found more than Delection has found the 2nd player. That leaves only 1 player in A site.
Delection instantly returning the favors here, as now IRIX already lurking towards CT spawn, looking to see if anyone has pushed through, as Feegly will have found Procus here, and Feegly still a menace in these apartments and is aware of the fact that he's going to be pushed at any point in time here. Will he get the timing right, as
I believe he has no idea about the player here, and I believe Burbo just spotted the player going that way, as IRIX is going to take down Delection, but there's Burbo with the kill, and now Tarov from the site has to deal with 2 players, both towards long. I believe he knows where at least 1 player is, so he could definitely pre-fire that angle.
Yeah, he's aware of the fact that IRIX is there, and Tarov actually opts in for the plant here deeper into the site, as Molotovs will be running through, and now a lot of on Burbo's shoulders here, as his teammate is being pushed into sight, and he's actually hasn't gone down here.
And they're still checking for Taurov, and they finally check him and they get him. But Burbo, he can still win this round with the op, as he's going to look for the last player. And IRIX in the end takes him down 3 kills.
Exactly
with all the issues that he had.
Exactly when needed. He brings it back for his team, and that's going to be the 4th round for them, as now finally the CTs have managed to win 2 consecutive rounds in a row. And well, NotLikeThis should be really purchasing just pistols and armors here, as finally we see a semi-buy round coming out from them. So not a full eco, they still can afford some utility, and just curious to see, will they finally show some aggression on this map, or will they still opt in for that solid
because
approach?
At this stage, when MALCO has won 2 rounds, we were very convincingly, even I want to say, you need to change things up. And I believe being aggressive could work, as Delection with the running deagle shot takes down Warden. There's Displex with 1 kill with the 2nd, and he's spraying them down. He's gonna get damage into 2 as IRIX takes them down, and only Taurov will remain. It looked really scary when Delection took that 1st kill.
Yeah, I had brief moments of flashbacks there, as now Taurov will go back to gather the bomb and see if he can find any of these players. There's still potentially a lot of time, but you can see the CTs are already on full hunt mode, and they're just looking for him at this stage. Actually, Taurov shot a bullet there in second middle, so they should be completely aware of his positioning, and you can see already Whiskas pushing up close here and will take him out any second as the smoke will be deployed and Whiskas puts a bullet in his head. So it is a 5-6. MALCO have managed to bring it back to a more forgiving scoreline for them. Obviously that 1-4 start was not ideal. I'm curious to see, will they adapt these changes further on, as now Warden had a really good spawn with the AVP heading towards middle here, and will he peek down into T-ramp, as it looks like that's going to be the case. Actually spots the bomb being dropped and misses the shot into Mexi.
And you can see the aggression coming out from them in the middle as the election is going to go down, but there's still Procus and Amond who are doing the work. They're taking down the players, and there is Warden who misses the shot, and only 2 players will remain for MALCO. So they decided that they want to change the pace of the game, and does not work out for them.
Definitely didn't work out, as now only Warden here on 35 HP in apartments looking to find any players, as Irix will be taken down by Procus here in middle. Unfortunate peak for him, and now only Warden here remaining. Ideally he just really wants to save this round. I don't think there's any point of going for this, as actually now he will take down Procus, but that makes the terrorist fully aware of where he is, and you can see all 3 players are heading towards Arch here, as 2 will stay behind.
Yeah, only 1 is heading towards B site, and 2 of them, they're going to wait for Warden. But it looks like Warden, he's going to just stay in this position and not even move a muscle.
You can see both Tarov and Amand here on low HP, and against an AVP on low HP as well. They're in an ideal position to push for this, as obviously they would like to get this weapon out of his hands as soon as possible, make this round to the max expensive for MALCO, as now Warden will be checking port short position here, but actually the timing works ever so slightly in his favor.
Starov's now going to check out all the apartments, but it looks like still Warden could potentially save it, as it is Amon getting a lot more closer than expected, I believe, and I don't think he just spotted him. I think I spotted Warden in Amon's screen, but Amon did not. As you can see, he's now getting sandwiched in. The flash will come through, and Tarov will still look for the kill to take off the op of the enemy's hands. Oh, he does not get the timing.
A single bullet would have most likely done it there, but unfortunately it didn't happen, as, I feel like Amon should have spotted him there, but obviously there's a lot of corners to be checking, so probably the eye placement there just didn't work in his favor, as it will be 5-7, still in favor of NotLikeThis, and a very solid half still coming out from them, already having 7 rounds on the terrorist side here, as we continue to see that NotLikeThis still opting in for this default play. Still also actually a default play coming out from MALCO as well. No too overly aggressive plays. As I say it, I see Warden walking up apartments here with the apps, with the help of Whiskas, just making sure nobody is pushed in, as only now I believe that is Tarov who's managed to sneak his way through here, and Whiskas will find Procus, as Tarov doing insane damage onto Warden, doesn't manage to take him down. In the meantime, Amond will have found Whiskas here, and a single nade into pit should probably end Warden's life.
That's good, because it's on 8 HP. You can see already this place has rotated. They're leaving only Irix waiting in B site, so they can still rotate terrorists, and we know that NotLikeThis, they like to rotate in the last second. So let's see if that's going to be the case here, though they're really focusing on this A site, especially seeing if anyone pushes through the smoke or is really eager to get kind of information.
Yeah, the bomb is approaching, and obviously the nades are giving away the fact that they are taking this A site here. Amon just making sure nobody quickly runs out, as Warden will be taken down, and that is the AVP out of the game. Still Feegly remaining in sight, will be taken down, and Amon fully aware that there's a player up close just behind him, and that is Displex, who didn't manage to find anyone just yet. And still, Tarov is on low HP, and if they manage to take him out of the game quickly enough, it is still a doable 2 versus 2 situation. But so far, 3 versus 2 in favor of the terrorists right now. Irix still far behind, just only now entering apps, as Displex being held back by the smoke, and there's no kits on their side, so looks like they're just looking to find exits here at this stage.
Maybe even AK they can save for the last round. As we can see, they won't have the buy next round. It will be very unfortunate for them, as this was now trying to get back. And yes, Irix, he does not get the backstab in time, as going to be Tarov is going to go down. This was looking for more, but Irix now from the apartments could potentially find a weapon here in second middle, but Amond, he was expecting that in the 8th round for NotLikeThis. I believe they're happy with that kind of scoreline already on C side.
8 is definitely something you should feel very comfortable with on Inferno. Obviously not letting go and keeping the aggression, well, not in this case the aggression, but just the solid plays coming out from them in the second half as well. But so far, so good for NotLikeThis, as they do Molotov middle and banana here, just preventing any sort of fast pushes, as the CTs are focused more around this apartments and middle area, just making sure no quick pushes are coming through, as Warden will have peeked down in middle, saw 3 players, instantly fell back as the flash comes through now and the push.
And you can see all 3 players who were trying to peek in were spotted, and only Figley from all of these 3 manages to get the kill in that situation. Very unfortunate timings for MALCO there, as they were looking for more kills, definitely with those P250s.
And once again, Irix here only with the USP remaining now. The Lection will have him and will quickly dispose of him, and that is the 9th round for NotLikeThis. An extremely solid half for them. It would be the cherry on top of the cake if they could manage to land the 10th round in this one. As you can see, once again, Burble on the AVP here, and there is actually a FAMAS still on Irix on the CT side. His money has been extremely low throughout this game. So
yeah, for MALCO, they did not get the they did not grab the hold of CT side here.
Definitely not as much as I would be expecting in such a high pressure game here as now. So far, they're just default nades going in and out banana here, making sure nobody is pushed up close. But there's already 4 terrorists here up close, and the Lection actually peeking into middle. Does he get the timing right? As he finds Whiskas, manages to do some damage, but doesn't take him down, as already Irix has rotated, and now 4 CTs are also towards the A position. But you can see the bomb is still down towards T ramp, as Whiskas will take down Taroff, and Figley will actually find the Lection here, and that is a 5 versus 3 situation, instantly in favor of MALCO.
As we can see, they're still trying to focus towards the safe side, but as Warden peeks, he's going to get one. He's going to get the second one, and Prokas kind of late to the party, as he was that guy lurking through the apartments. But I believe this will be a round for MALCO, and the last round of the first half as well. So I want to say already a 6-9, as MALCO now needs to win 10 rounds, and for NotLikeThis, it is only 7.
Yeah, so Amon still definitely showing up on NotLikeThis' side. He's managed to secure himself 16 frags on only one of the halves here, so excellent job coming out from him. I was expecting a slightly better performance actually coming out from Irix here, but probably, and actually Warden here, I feel like the initial issues they had with the server might have triggered something on their side, as there actually is a nade, a smoke, and a flash here on Irix. He's going to be nading banana and just making a lot of noise here. So far, no real commitment. They're just looking to see if the same tactic is not going to be used against them, as there are 3 CTs here towards B. Another flash coming through just to see if they can grab any sort of attention. And actually, as I say, Irix will find Taroff there, and he is currently sandwiched in, but he will be able to smoke himself off and will have the chance to fall back if needed.
And only Amant left is here in the A side, as he's going to take down finally Warden. There was a really long battle between them. Whiskas did not give up easily there. As we can see now, the bomb as it's planted. Irix still hasn't rotated from banana, only now when he understands that no players are going to go there. Still 3-4. Can NotLikeThis do this, as they do have the defuse kit on the Lection there on long, as he's now trying to push in. Let's see if Whiskas can get the kill. He will. That's the defuse kit down, and the last player, Prokas. When will he drop? As Irix comes in, that's the time, and 7-9, and MALCO can now easily get this one to 9-9.
So great job from MALCO there. Irix finding the initial kill, and also Whiskas was able to soon follow up on that, and they just capitalized off the fact that they played the numbers game right, and the bomb was able to securely proceed his way towards a site. Now, as you can see, there's actually 5-7 on Prokas, as well as a deagle on the Lection. The remaining team will be holding CZs in hands, as the Ceres players actually are being flashed here, still being in T-ramp, not really being able to freely deploy these nades towards the banana. But as I say it, Irix already giving out a Molotov there and nade on top of it, just to make sure nobody's standing there close on that angle position, as it is still, well, if you're holding there with the deagle, it's still a one-hit kill potential.
Yeah. That is the case. And what else is interesting, that NotLikeThis are more or so even thinking that this will be a B push, and they're kind of even focusing more or so 4 players towards that position, leaving only Tower off.
They're holding passive archway just in case to make a fast push here, as obviously if at least one of the players on CT will go down here on B, it will prompt a quick push from MALCO.
Now let's see, it looks like NotLikeThis are ready for the B hit, but it's going to be an A side hit, as the bomb has rotated there, and only Taurov will wait for this aggression to come through. But now with that Molotov, they should have a suspicion that they have missed the site.
No calls for rotation just yet, as the remaining MALCO players are sneaking their way towards Arch here, and now the call should be coming through from Tarov saying something's really going on here. I feel like I'm being sandwiched in, and that's exactly the case, as he can definitely heal. The players now sees the actual bomb player here going into site, will dispose of him in the pit position, and now it is going to be a save/exit kills only for NotLikeThis, as they don't look too eager to try to retake this round, and rightly so. The next round is going to be an eco anyway, and they do need to hold on to these guns if they can.
And MALCO as well would like to hold on to these guns so they don't have to rebuy anything for the next round. You can see Figli, he's still very eager to find anything here, as there's one more player peeking. They could play 3 players at the same time, but he's going to take down BESL. As you can see from the other side, Alex now pushing. He's going to find one, but Lattelecom at least with the kill back. So they might get something here. Lattelecom has found already 2. If he gets only one more, this is already so expensive for the side of MALCO.
Definitely a lot more expensive than it should have been. Lattelecom will be eventually taken out there. But yeah, Lattelecom, once again, he's showing up with a deagle. As I believe I've seen him also do it on train, where just suddenly he just, I feel like he just finds all the necessary headshots at every single given time. There is going to be a MAC-10 on Figli here, as actually Irex opts in for the Tech-9 buy here. He will be nading down into middle, just making sure nobody's really pushing up close. There is no real aggression coming out from NotLikeThis, and as I say it once again, Tarov pushing up into apartments here close, but Figli is already waiting for him on an off angle, and Tarov doesn't check the position, will be taken down, and that will be instantly a man advantage for MALCO, as now Ament rotating towards this archway, seeing if he can peek into middle. We'll see 2 players there, doesn't manage to deal extreme amounts of damage, as now he will be pushed. In the meantime, Figli taking care of BESL in sight, and Displex disposing of Ament and finding the second kill on the Lattelecom as well, and only Procas now remaining with the USP. Nobody has really gone down on MALCO's side, and for them, this eco is probably the best thing that could have happened in terms of money situation, as now Warden will find and dispose of Procas.
And all 5 players are left alive, luckily for them, as it did not happen the last time. But now they can slowly rack up the money. It looks like Figli even wants to stay with that MAC-10. Okay, he's going to drop it and go for the AK. I thought this is kind of crazy at this stage when you're 9-9. You need to grab that. You need to grab hold of the game right here, right now.
Exactly, and BESL is looking to do so, as he did have a decent spawn here with the AVP, but didn't decide to go for the peak. So slightly wary the fact that they might nade the position, and will be taking a more passive approach. As same goes for the rest of the team. NotLikeThis are not really looking to establish any early map control here. They still might to go to retake for some sort of positioning, because MALCO have a set amount of nades coming in towards A here, and BESL will find Viscus already. And does he manage to find more kills, as he's falling back towards Archway here, and will be Molotoved off, and now only the library position is available for him, as remaining of his teammates will be starting to sandwich in inside, as Ament manages to find Displex, and he's still a nuisance in this position.
Okay, at least IRC has found Saurov. He still should know where the player is, as he's now looking for Ament, but Ament still managed to find the kill with 7 HP. He's going to go down to Figli, who moved out from the apartment. It's going to be an A hit from MALCO. It's going to be both players rotated from the B side. Procas with BESL, they're ready to retake this one.
And Ament did purchase a lot of time for his team. They're allowing for BESL to look for that cross position, as Proc is already in short here. And I don't think Warden is aware of the fact that the player might be there so fast. He should be checking it any second now.
He's trying to check it. Let's see if Procas will be really careful about peeking around this angle. As we can see, Warden could potentially spot him, but the timing works out, but Figli still gets the kill.
Oh,
very lucky for MALCO.
News. Such unfortunate news for NotLikeThis. They did get the timing right, but MALCO's awareness was there on point, and BESL now forced to save the weapon. As you can see, actually Warden looking to see if he's saving anywhere close, just to see if he can catch him off guard now. And that's not going to be happening, and it is going to go in favor of MALCO.
Do you think MALCO want the up for themselves?
So far, it doesn't look like they're really keen to utilize it too much. I feel like the AK buys are working out for them, so I don't think they're really eager to switch it up that much. I mean, they do have the money option there to buy an AVP for themselves if required. Warden so far seems to be very confident with the AK, and rightly so. He's been delivering kills left and right. for his team, as now BESL will be peeking into second middle, but will spot the flash in a timely fashion and will fall back safely here once again.
Although he's going to go for the re-peek and he gets the timing right. He's going to take down Viscous, and Warden was not trying to push in to get the trade.
And instantly falling back here, meaning giving his team slight advantage here, as it is going to be 5 versus 4 for now, as Warden now will have spotted the player towards short, but that was Amant, I believe, who instantly fell back towards the site.
You can see Irix still trying to find openings towards B.
And he will not manage to find anything, as he will be smoking off CT spawn, and that will actually force a rotation of 2 players coming away from NotLikeThis, leaving the A side. Tarov still holding back towards the archway just in case, and he's already calling for it, but it is still an A push, and the terrorists are trickling in. Warden, Irix, and Warden once again finding kill here, remaining only BESL and Procas on NotLikeThis' side. And another save situation definitely for BESL, as Procas might be slightly pressured to find a rifle here.
And there are 2 dropped down, I believe. I don't know if both of them. No, one is in middle and one is towards short. And there is one more rifle that you can pick up. So Procas can definitely go towards that position. Try to take it. They're still looking for the kills.
BESL actually passed it on to Procas here, as now they will be saving these both weapons, falling back, and that is going to be already the 5th round in a row for MALCO. And I feel like MALCO have found that A defense is actually not that great for NotLikeThis, as so far it's just been A hits all along.
Well, there is Eamon who is doing a lot of work in that site, especially with his unpredictable positionings, because one round he's in graveyard, one round he's towards short, one round he could be aggressive. So that is also a factor that they need to get in their
I feel
rotation.
like once the push is coming in from MALCO, NotLikeThis don't really have any sort of flashes they could give for their teammates to give these free kills. It seems that MALCO are instantly way too deep into side for all the players to be able to do something, so they need to change something in that fashion. As so far, quick kills coming in from both teams. Actually, Tarov and Procas here finding 2 players from MALCO, and that is going to be the man advantage for them, as now Warden trying to take an up-front position here into
But Eamon, as he finds one, let's see, BESL, he's going to find Figley, so that leaves only Irix alone, the in-game leader of MALCO. And we saw that Eamon, he got 1 kill, he stopped the player there, and that kind of stopped the push, as well as here Irix. He did not suspect 2 players to be there. And so NotLikeThis finally take the round.
It looked like a very backwards and forwards round there for a second, as NotLikeThis will eventually win it out. And now looking to see if they can bring this one back. As we talked before, they've had trouble in the past of closing out these matches, and this is really where you need to start thinking about it, especially seeing the money situation. They could, in theory, allow themselves to lose this round, but it's going to be a very bad buy in the next one. So ideally, you would like to have this one as well, to make sure you have enough money at least to give yourself some room of error. There's a double AVP setup actually coming out from NotLikeThis here. Delection in banana, and there's also BESL in middle, who's going to be pushed right now, but he didn't manage to land any hits just yet, as the Molotov will stop the terrorist players in their tracks, since they're just still holding in middle, as Delection will be already called for a rotation.
You can see MALCO, they can still decide. Yeah, they. I believe MALCO are still a bit unsure as well, because they decide to move in. They're moving into fully loaded CTs. Almost 4 players there, if Delection gets his timing right.
Proc is giving a lot of information for his team, saying that there is nothing in banana just yet here, as he did deploy a smoke, and the terrorists will not be too eager to push through it. There's still plenty of time to wait for it to finish, but it's not going to give a lot of room for error, as Delection actually will find 2 kills here. Can he find the 3rd one onto Warden, who is just around the corner? There actually gets the 3rd kill as well, as in the meantime Displex will have taken down his teammate there, Procas, through the wooden wall here, and now...
No way that this is going to work out. Not like this.
NotLikeThis indeed, as Figley now taking the life of Amond eventually in pit here, and will secure himself a decent position, and will be taken down in the back now. And now only Displex remaining with the bomb plant going down, and knows there's a player up close.
Will he actually push in the smoke? He's just playing around it, as there are still players trying to peek in, trying to find information as he takes down Tower off, and only 2 players will remain, and both of them have the op. So you should have that kind of information. They're coming in with pistols. This could work out, but Delection, the 4th kill with the op in hands, and the game tied up.
Solid job once again coming in from the Delection, and it is going to be indeed 11-11, and so it's starting to approach that scoreline where a lot of pressure and the pressure of this match in general can do crazy things to these players. You can see the money situation on the terrorist side is not the best thing in the world right now. Obviously, they are forced to purchase a few pistols and armors around, and we'll be looking to see. Once again, it's not going to be. Doesn't look like it's going to be a fast play coming out from the players here, as Whiskas will just quickly push up in second middle and looking to see if he can jump into balcony, make sure that that at least is secured for his team. Doesn't spot any players just yet, as NotLikeThis, wary of the fact that they might be on eco, have taken a passive approach. They don't want to give any advantages to them right now, especially off the fact that they have 2 AVPs on their team, and neither of them is a thing they want to lose. Smoke's now being deployed towards Archway. And BESL looking to see if anyone is going to be pushing through these smokes, as Warden actually seems to be slightly tempted to try his luck here. Will not be committing just yet. As Feegly having a little battle here with Tarov in apartments, and will take down Tarov eventually, but Election will find Displex towards B, and he's looking to see if any players will be pushing through. As little does he know that all the terrorist players have taken mid control here, and actually pushing up close into short here will go down to Eamon, taking 2 kills, and actually BESL taking down Feegly there.
But Warden, he gets the AWP in his hands. He's going to get the free bomb plant, and he's going to be 1v2 as he still has time to work with it. So let's see if he gets any lucky with the timings, as there's going to be a player pushing out. He's going to get one. He manages to get away, and the Election does not hit the shot. So it's going to be AWP versus the AWP.
A very doable round for MALCO right now, and does he choose his timings correctly here, as now both players, you can see, literally second away from each other to kill each other off, and Warden with the check and the peek and the kill, and the round for MALCO.
The timings work out perfectly for Warden. 3 kills. Very smart play as well to not plant the bomb at first, to go for that kill, and very luckily that someone pushed there.
He saw that he had 38 seconds, and that is usually around the timing if both CTs are close. One of them will try to push to try to play out a sandwich situation of sandwiching in that one player in the site, and he managed to find just the right timing to do so, as now BESL here being flashed in middle, as 3 players will be pushing down here their medicine against their own.
And you can see it kind of works out. It's going to be 2 against 4. Irix and Feegly, only 2 players left. You can see already peeking in with the AWP, and he's going to take down Irix Brokus. Perfect timing.
And instantly bringing back for their side. NotLikeThis here. Looks like we'll be getting their 12th round as well, as now only Feegly remaining here in second middle. Doesn't manage to find 1 kill here. Gives himself a little flash here towards and seeing if he can find any players, and none of them really are falling down here, as actually Feegly will take down BESL and will take down Eamon. Now only Prokas remaining with the AVP, and you can see a lot of pressure on both of these players. Still a lot of time there, and Feegly understands it. He can freely fall back here into second middle, try to pick up the bomb. And I don't think actually Prokas knows the exact location of the bomb. He knows that it should be somewhere around middle, but he's still expecting for Feegly to come out of Mexi here.
It feels like, that NotLikeThis did not spot the bomb, and we're just going for a blind play towards that second middle, because that was just not the play you were expecting.
And the timing now, as Prokas will be peeking into second middle and gets the kill on Feegly.
That is so very lucky for NotLikeThis, and so unfortunate for MALCO, as I thought when Feegly got all those kills, it was just like round over for NotLikeThis. You can just grab your head and think what you have done.
Yeah, not
but
like
it
this,
works
but
out.
That was not the case, as MALCO will be taking a tactical timeout off the back of this round, and rightly so, as to lose a round in that fashion. My God, was it close, and also I feel like Feegly might be punching himself a little bit there, as he is actually currently sitting on 25 kills already, so him doing a lot of work for MALCO, as Eamon is still doing insane amounts here on NotLikeThis' side, currently sitting on 24 kills.
Yeah, that A site is definitely a playfield for Eamon, as he always gets at least 1 kill there, as he's not too easy to spot. As I mentioned, he's so active around that site.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to be as a CT player on A side. There's so many corners and off angles and boxes that you can hide behind and essentially win off that single play alone the whole match, essentially, as now Prokas with the AVP heading towards B, only deploying a few nades and just making sure no fast pushes are coming out, as MALCO did decide to eventually force up in this round 3 AKs, a UMP and a CZ on them. So we can see on these low buy rounds they can still manage to deliver a very close game. and just curious to see how will this play out in favor of them, as they slightly have taken advantage of the fact that NotLikeThis do not tend to play really up close in apartments, so they just once again making sure no tricky play is coming out from NotLikeThis here, as Amond with the MP7 is posted up onto a balcony here, and Tarov is going to be in short position, just making sure nobody's peeking out from the boiler room. And it seems MALCO are trying to gather slightly here towards A, just looking to see if they can find any sort of entry.
There is BESL already, and with the Molotov, and I believe he has only the Molotov, so he's just ready for the push, and there are still 2 players towards short. So if MALCO decide to push in here, but they kind of can force out now the utility from NotLikeThis while doing this and go back to B site.
Smoke being deployed towards A. BESL will have deployed his Molotov, and you can see both CT players on B from NotLikeThis side out and haven't even moved. And I feel like this is going to be a double fake now, as you can see Warden here actually getting the entry definitely should sell the fake, as now he also gets a kill on Delection, forces a player rotation here, as now in the meantime Taro finding Whiskas and Feegly. BESL taking down Warden. And now Displex.
He finds the kill with the CZ onto Tauro, so it's going to be 2-on-2, but I don't think they have too much information. I think they know that Amond is in the apps.
Irix knows definitely that Amond is in apartments, and BESL here still on a very long rotation. Both will be going into this fourth short position. Very smart plays coming out from them indeed, as they do need to double peek both of these players.
As they will put Irix towards the apartments, and I believe he's just going to miss the timing onto Amond as he's slowly moving into the site.
Amond
that's not
will
going
be
to be
taken
the
down
case.
eventually. Now BESL forced to push into the site here, as now he doesn't spot any players inside just now. He actually takes down Displex in short here and does spot Irix in the apartments, and Irix just playing for time here as the time is running low. Bullets flying left and right, but BESL left on 5 HP is forced to try to save, and Irix will take him down, as he will be taken down by the bomb. Extremely close rounds here. MALCO managed to salvage this round, which looked like is going to be in shambles at one point in time, as now it is going to be 13-12 in favor of MALCO. No teams have decided to go in for any further tactical timeouts at this stage, so I feel like NotLikeThis, at least it seems they have a sense of what they need to do without taking any timeouts here, as now 3 players from MALCO will be posing themselves in banana, once again trying to clear these corners and making sure nobody is pushed up close, as they understand that NotLikeThis players are going to be...
Have they pushed into banana, even MALCO, on T side? I feel like all the hits have been towards A.
Eventually they have gone towards A, yes. So not entirely sure why are they doing that, but it's because it was working out for them for the main part there. They're obviously not too keen to switch it up, as now the push comes through for B side. Warden will dispose of Procus here, and Delection smoked off. Does have the Deagle here, so curious to see if he doesn't manage to land any crazy shots now, as the CTs are essentially just smoked off and they're forced to wait for these smokes to finish, but there's not going to be a lot of time there, as now Warden will already find Tarov in this position. Delection trying to find any bullets he can land on these terrorist players, but it doesn't look like the round is going to their way, as Delection will be taken care of as well. And now only BESL and Amond remaining. You can see both are in exit frag positions here. Amond should hear a player in the next 5 seconds here, as BESL already understands that he's being pushed. Does manage to get 1 kill and lands another body shot on one of the players now, but only Amond remaining in T-ramp. And Irix is actually alone here with the Galil, just making sure he doesn't push too far. Where
he is pushing, but he kind of hides there in the last second to manage the save on that Gallo. So they need the money, because if they lose now this round, it could be in scrambles, and then it could be an overtime that you mentioned, that these games could be potentially close.
Yeah, but also currently it's 14-12, and I did predict that 16-12 victory for MALCO. So just curious to see if it actually will play out. As you can see, CTs are on limited utility, 2 M4s, 2 Deagles, and a CZ on their side. As now, once again, 3 MALCO players will be heading towards B and just making a lot of noise so far, just clearing out these corners as they have done in the previous rounds. Instantly Procus calls for help just in case, as now already 4 terrorist players are posing for a B hit, and it looks like both teams are starting to understand that that's the case. There is already a 3rd player coming towards B, and the 4th one in archway making his way through, and now the fun part starts.
With all the flashbangs and NotLikeThis used against them in the grenades, I feel like MALCO, they're okay with not hitting that side. They already forced out a tons of utility from them. But they're still staying in B, and they still do have Figli trying to check towards the second middle if anyone pushes through.
You can see that Figli definitely knows that NotLikeThis don't have full information of second middle, and that makes them wary of the fact of not over-rotating. And obviously MALCO here with the smart play, they still have plenty of utility, so them using all that utility towards B didn't have that big of an impact as it has had on NotLikeThis' situation. You can see there's only a single Molotov and 2 flashbangs remaining on Eamon here, but Burble with the timing does land the kill on Whiskas here as the push will eventually come through, and Delection with the headshot on Warden. And the round starts to crumble for them as Displex manages to find a kill back, but Prokus will take care of him. And now only 2 MALCO players remaining here in Banana. 24 seconds, 22 remaining.
And
Burble
still getting the kills with that M4 as Eamon comes in, gets the kill. And you can see the weapons are now saved for NotLikeThis. They were on some CZs and Deagles, but it's going to be 14 to 13. And I was talking about the money situation on MALCO. Luckily for them, they can still allow themselves to buy this round.
And NotLikeThis extremely needed these weapons, as obviously losing this round would have most likely meant the whole match. And NotLikeThis once again bringing it back at extreme close levels here. 14 to 13 as Burble now will smoke himself off and cross to see if he can peek into the second middle here, as he actually spots the player onto balcony, but will be taken down by Warden here. Unfortunate timing, as the second terrorist player was already trying to jump into a balcony here, so I feel like both of them did at least some amount of damage. But NotLikeThis have found banana control and have smoked it off, so they do have some idea of they do have some idea where the terrorist players might be. As you had said, finally they showed a lot of initiative from their side, trying to at least regain control somewhere, and rightly so, as now the terrorist players are gathering towards middle. You can see the third player, that is Delection in archway here, making his way towards A side, understanding that it's going to be an A push most likely, as MALCO have found success here in the past as well, and they are ready to deploy their smokes and slowly pushing in here, as Irix is going to be just waiting for rotating players, as now Figli will find Eamon here, and the kills are coming through for MALCO. All 3 players on A side for NotLikeThis have gone down, and now only Prokus remaining here in a situation that I definitely don't envy him to be in that position.
And the fact that really like the A side is just working for MALCO.
Yeah.
And the B side kind of struggling with the pushing in.
I feel like off this fact alone, MALCO will most likely play this, what should be in theory the last round of this first map, towards the A site once again. In an ideal situation, they would like to get out any utility they have, and they obviously have insane amounts of utility they can use to trigger any sort of responses from NotLikeThis. And
there's so little NotLikeThis can give.
Yeah, there's already only a Molotov and 3 smokes. Like, there's 2 FAMASs on side of NotLikeThis, 1 UMP and 2 Deagles. So not a lot, but we've seen them do it before. So let's see if they can do it once again. As now the Team MALCO are playing a default game, obviously wary of the fact that any craziness can happen out, and they can still go for a risky push that is NotLikeThis. And MALCO will be gathering towards middle here. Does look like to be an A hit, as Irix just deploying nades towards B, making sure those 2 B players are holding on to that side as they've quickly gathered here, and the players are up and close here. Burble in an interesting position with the Deagle.
Taurov, he's been pushed out from the Molotov, but he still managed to find 1 kill, so that's unfortunate.
And Eamon here.
MALCO, and Burble with 2 Deagle kills, and even the 3rd kill. Only Figli will remain. You said that we've seen with less NotLikeThis perform, with less utility and with less firearms.
And once again,
and
what am I watching is
you're doing their logo, NotLikeThis logo. You're doing
I'm literally doing their logo. Figli now will find 1 player and manage to get the kill on him, but Prokus will take him down, and that's going to be the 14th round for Team NotLikeThis.
No way.
So close to an overtime. You can see it means a lot for both of these teams, and I feel like it's just crazy how these rounds turn around. And Burble in the unlikely position of being there with the Deagle. You can't really do much unless you land the first kill. Actually gets 3 kills in that situation. So extreme job from him. 2 rounds in a row he has saved his team from a loss. And once again now, NotLikeThis looking to pose themselves aggressive here, deploying a Molotov and a nade towards Banana, as they will be peeking down into Banana here. Prokus and Delection both finds kills here, as Whiskas will take down Delection eventually. Prokus will smoke it off for them, and now only 3 MALCO players remaining here, as NotLikeThis are so far looking to take this to overtime.
As it looks, maybe Irix, if he finds Taurov, he won't find Taurov. I believe Taurov had the information that someone could be in the apps, as he was constantly checking it. Now, as we can see, it's going to be 2 on 4, Whiskas and Figli. Two very good players, but can they do it together against NotLikeThis?
They both have given away their positions, and you can see 3 CTs are towards this A site here, as now Figli and Whiskas both position themselves in the apartments here. Not really a lot of time remaining on their side as the clock is slowly ticking down to currently 50 seconds. See if they can find anything.
Whiskas goes down to Amond, who is checking that long position, and as Figli pushes in Taurov from that cheeky angle where you can see only his head, takes him down, and 15 to 15. No way, MALCO, they could be crushed after this one, since they needed that clean swipe and that 6 points.
Exactly, that one single point can change everything for them at this stage, and that is definitely not the greatest news. Let's hopefully it doesn't break their spirits, as we will be heading into overtime here now. I'm still expecting for MALCO to apply pressure more towards the A side, and NotLikeThis also, I feel like they're going to be slightly more proactive now with the banana. It's been rewarding so far for them for the most part of it. Is once again Prokas deploying a Molotov and an A, not allowing any of the T players to push up close in a quick fashion here.
As Burbo is trying to find a player in middle, but Warden is just teasing him. As you can see, as you mentioned, the banana control is there one more time for NotLikeThis.
Yeah, they've found something that they can at least abuse, and that's obviously giving them an advantage. Is now Whiskas here with the bomb, so just hanging around in second middle, making sure no crazy pushes are coming through. But you can see NotLikeThis have actually deployed a player swap, and that's going to be Burble with the AVP heading in towards banana with the op, obviously with the
solo.
Exactly, having the option of getting a free kill and falling back is great to have on B side here, as he's used both of his nades. He's going to be peeking down here, a huge risk to take, will be tagged slightly but will fall back, and they don't manage to catch him off just yet, as now a rotation will be coming in through towards the banana, and you can see the bomb is in banana as well for MALCO.
And as it looks like this is a fake towards the B side. One more time they're going to do just that. But as you can see, NotLikeThis, they're expecting something like that. As Burble takes down Warden, they have the information. There goes Figli. As it's going to be only 3 against 5. They have information about one player, but they still have to be worried about Taurov, who now pushes in, gets Whiskas. There is still Irix to deal with for Taurov. And as we can see, the 2 players are now coming in. Can they get the kills? He's going to find one, but Election from the site takes down the player, and that leaves only Displex alive. As, okay, Prokas pushed in, but gives away his life. 13 HP on Displex. He has to find a player in the site, as well as the player trying to backstab him, but he does not check that corner, and Election takes him down. And the 16th round for NotLikeThis is there. For the viewers who might not know how this overtime works, you need to get 19 rounds.
Yeah, you need to get 19 rounds at this stage, and obviously NotLikeThis I feel like they should be confident in their T side, as obviously our MALCO so far are definitely not the worst what I've seen from them coming out on Inferno. So it is still a very close game here. Has the potential to go into another overtime, but we're not there just yet, as once again NotLikeThis are looking to establish banana control first, and very eagerly here Election peeking down into banana with the help of Prokas. Both players have pushed the terrorists back, and once again MALCO find themselves positioned in middle. Smokes going ahead towards A, and actually if they push just now, they could catch the right timing, as only 2 players are in sight and 1 is in rotation. Whiskas sneaks by Arch here, but will be found by Burble. The timing of timings here, as he spots another 2 players here, and the help is already on the way, as Burble and both Taurov will find each a kill, and now only 2 terrorist players will be remaining, and Eamon just mows them down.
The defense is just unbreakable. You can see NotLikeThis, they're ready almost for everything. As MALCO pushed towards that Arch position, they had Burble ready for the rotation. Even when Burble misses the shot, there is a guy coming in from the side to help that long position, since they know how many players are there.
Yeah, so the timing definitely worked out in favor of NotLikeThis. They managed to find the exactly right time coming out from Burble there, once again giving his team a very solid hope to take this match, as it is already 15 to 17 in favor of NotLikeThis. And once again, you can see towards banana here, Prokas with the help of Election being both proactive, flashes and Molotovs being used to see if they can find any players off guard here.
You can see finally MALCO, they're trying to do something about this banana control. They're trying to just throw in nades, spray through the smoke. And I'm still thinking that they just need to push through here in a very fast fashion with all the flashes that they can get.
Just a single flash forward and a push from three players would be something that is required, but as you said correctly so, only Warden here with the flashbang There is still a solid amount of smokes and Molotovs on the T side here as the round is starting to approach the second half here. It's only 50 seconds remaining on the clock as no player of each team has gone down yet, and MALCO just making a lot of noise on both sides of the map and no real commitment here, as now the flash will be used to clear out Banana close, and Whiskas jumping does spot Burble, doesn't manage to land a shot here as he will be using his flashbang and Molotov here just to see if he can find any entries and preventing the terrorists from pushing in, but no.
He finds Figley, but there's still a lot more to find as they're still trying, and I think they're still going to push in here. We remember how it landed last time, almost just like this, as there's going to be only Warden and Displex remaining. Only Displex remains. He's going to find one, but there's too many to find. Not like this. All 3 rounds on CT side are theirs, and as you mentioned, their T side was really good as well.
Yeah,
and it was MALCO who were struggling with CT side.
And for team not like this, this is exactly how it should be done on CT side, especially in overtime. Barely any casualties from their side coming out, no real overcommitments, and just playing it exactly how it should be. They realize that MALCO are there is, going to be a technical pause here coming out from the side of NotLikeThis. Currently, someone has crashed out of the server, but in the meantime, NotLikeThis knew that MALCO favor to just linger around second middle area there, not real commitments. They also knew the fact that they can push them out early out of Banana, which obviously means that MALCO will have to reinvest in terms of nades to retake the banner first before they can make any commitments, but that is also towards the end of the round. So there's not a lot of time for rotations or fakes here, which they did take advantage of previously, as they were a lot of times catching NotLikeThis players off guard in sites where they were only.
But you saw only in the beginning of the game, NotLikeThis were, you would say, over-rotating for those fakes or buying those fakes from MALCO. Because at the end of the game, we saw MALCO many times throw the grenades towards the B side, head towards A side or whatever, and they had like only one player, that 5th player, that can easily rotate from side to side to play around that position, and they still didn't change anything. Aimant Vitsaurov held the A site, everything worked out there in the end, and as we saw as well, 3 rounds on CT side, they need only 1 here on T.
And also towards the second half of the match here, definitely props to Burble, really showing up. He's actually caught up with Aimant in terms of frags here, both sitting on 29 right now. Still Whiskas and Irix are on the side of MALCO, not really showing the performance that we are used to them. It's not like they're really lagging behind, but they're definitely not being the impactful force we've used to see them before, even in last week, you know. So curious to see how this will play out.
Do you think MALCO were underestimating NotLikeThis?
I don't feel like that's the case. It really started off in a bad fashion for them for this match. They didn't have the greatest economic situation initially. As we remember, at one point they were at 1-4. They did manage to bring it back eventually to a more closer scoreline. I believe it was 6-9.
6-9 in the end.
So still a doable scoreline for them, but it obviously has had its huge impact on this match, is not having that money there for the first essentially like 5-6 rounds. Thus the result here, as currently now NotLikeThis sitting on 18 rounds. They need only 1 more round to win this match in overtime, which still can be pretty devastating news for MALCO in terms of standings. Just the fact alone that they will not be receiving this 1 extra point if it would have been a clean 2-0 win in base time.
But at this stage, it's only overtime number 2, or NotLikeThis take it, as they need only 1 more round to secure this win. And we can see they've taken control of the apartments already. Are they smoke off towards Banana? You can see that that's not the case. So MALCO, they're not practicing that kind of hold, which is kind of scary, because that was one of the things that broke them kind of.
Yeah, they should really be taking this initiative back into their own hands. They seem to be slightly more proactive before on their CT side, and you definitely don't see it right now, as they don't want to give anything away, basically. As now you can see, Warden will be called for a rotation to go towards B with this AVP in hand, but NotLikeThis are currently pretty spread out. The bomb is still towards T ramp, so just looking to see if they can catch anyone off guard here, as now Tarov will be deploying a Molotov here towards the archway position and also nading into the side here, seeing if he can catch a rotation, and that's exactly what's going to be happening, as Warden will be rotating towards A site, and now they NotLikeThis have fallen back, using MALCO's medicine once again against them, and faking out towards this A here, and if they just manage to get the timing right to hit this B site, as the clock is actually ticked down to 17 seconds here now. Flash comes over and the push comes through, as now Procus will take down Viscous. Displex finding Dilection here, and Irix needs to find these kills and needs to find them fast.
Gonna find only one. Is gonna be Warden now with rotation with the AWP in his hands, as the bomb is gonna be planted. It's gonna be 2-on-3 retake as Warden tries to push in, but Burble through the smoke gets the kill, and only Figley remains. Can he do this? Because he was really good before. Can he find the kills here? As okay, Burble misses the AWP shot. That's really crucial. But now the grenade will come through, leave Figley with 84 HP. And with this flash, I think he just made himself dead. Yes, he did. Taurov takes him down. And not like this. Of course, it's an overtime win, but they win it against MALCO. Very important win, as we mentioned before. If they lose this one, they could get eliminated, and they kind of, I believe, now are securing slowly that spots in for the next season.
A crucial win for them. They still want to show up in this next season, and rightly so, as now in this last round we saw exactly what was happening. I mean, it was slightly unfortunate, and it actually got a bit scary for NotLikeThis. They're pushing it down to even lower times than Navi preferred. Navi preferred to hit it on the 20-25 second mark here, and they were still throwing nades at around 18 seconds there. So I was getting worried there for a bit. Warden unfortunately did go down. He was trying to deny the bomb plant, as the bomb was being planted exactly at 4 seconds, and that is to remind you the exact timer where you need to start planting the bomb in order to make it into that round still, and he was just instantly shut down through the smoke there, and unfortunately that was it for MALCO.
And all the end of the game was kind of it for MALCO, because when they were on CT side, they were cornered in by the terrorists, because terrorists were making the plays, taking control of the apartments, Banana, everything else. When they were on T side, it was CT. They were doing the same thing.
So finally, my personal congratulations to NotLikeThis of closing out a match, and in what a fashion. And this match was definitely a lot closer than what I was expecting. It did look like it was going to go towards that 16-12 scoreline.
Are you still thinking the next map will go the same way? He's going to go for MALCO. Do you think that still?
I feel like everyone needs to take a little big breather here in terms of MALCO players. Definitely for NotLikeThis players, they need to just calm themselves down and compose themselves. I mean, they've already done a huge job taking this one map off MALCO here, and obviously MALCO are not going to be in the best of moods coming into the overpass map here. Curious to see perhaps their strat book can save them, but I feel like currently NotLikeThis have the mental upper hand in this matchup.
In a way, definitely, but we're going to see that after a break, as we're now heading into one. But remember, when we come back, it's going to be overpass between MALCO and NotLikeThis.
I can never forgive Lattelecom for murdering our mother.
I've been cooperating, you're just not listening.
You're not listening to me.
Pasaules top seriāli. Skaties visas sezonas uzreiz visos tavos ekrānos. Shortcut films. Tikai €6 mēnesī. Shortcut. Tu redzēsi.
You spray. You awkward. You're gold. Smell fresh all day with new Axe Gold Body Spray.
Welcome back to Baltic eSports League Season 1. Last week, we're going to see now the next map between MALCO Gaming and NotLikeThis. We saw before, NotLikeThis, they kind of surprised us, going, I believe it was 19-15 in overtime, not dropping even one round.
Correct.
So they really showed what they can do, that they don't want to get eliminated, and kind of messing with MALCO's chance to get in that big four. But if they're playing like this, maybe they brought that up on themselves.
Well, exactly. I mean, you could see previously when it was the scoreline 14-12, NotLikeThis didn't manage to bring back two very crucial rounds for them, and I feel like that was the victory play for them, as now we'll be heading into overpass here, and curious to see how MALCO has recovered from their loss on the first map there. Once again, a very disappointing one for them, as they're currently knifing for sides in overpass, and curious to see once again how will they manage to play this one out. As we did speak previously that, well, MALCO do favor overpass in general.
I was just wanting to mention that, like, is that hit from that last loss really that big that they can bring it back here? Or maybe not like this, or just on that big of a roll. We saw how many players are performing on their sides, or not like this, because at this point it feels like this could even go not like this way.
Exactly, as they will be starting on the CT side
even here. Better for them.
So most definitely you have that sense of comfort that the terrorists need to come to you, so you don't necessarily need to play an aggressive style, and NotLikeThis, once again, a team who prefer to play more default-like, not being overly aggressive, as now Figli already from MALCO will be sent in this underpass position here. He's going to be clearing the stairs any second now, and will not find any players here, as also B short will seem to be empty, and you can see the CTs are positioning themselves more for like a B take. You know, actually an interesting position from Tarov here in waters. He can see short, as also sees player coming out from...
But Brokas, he does so much. He's already found two. The election comes out. He's going to go down there in the end, but that is the kid dropped right near the site. Azaris, can he even plant the bomb? He's going to be left with 4 HP against 2 players. And as he goes for the plant, you can see already through the smoke even and the wall. The boxes.
Brokas with 2 huge kills in the beginning of the round didn't even allow me to finish the sentence, as already the team MALCO was decimated essentially in that first initial push, as obviously losing 2 players so early on without any chance of trading any damage. It was just a pure number game off that, as now BERBL with the scout here will be heading towards the balloons party position here, will spot players but will be flashed and will have to fall back here, as now MALCO players are looking to push more aggressively towards middle here, established quick banana control, and you can see one of the B players is already looking to fall back, and that is going to be the election. He's falling back towards this graffiti area, as MALCO have slowed their pace down, and Figli being boosted.
And they're boosting on 2 positions even, in short as well as in long, just to make sure that they can find the openings. As before, I believe that was kind of an issue for them, but as Ayman pushes forward, he's going to lose his life, and that's going to leave 3-on-4 situation here for NotLikeThis, but BERBL already has tagged 1 player up. I believe he has no information about the second guy towards long. And as you can see, MALCO, they are regrouping. They're going to rethink this one through.
They're actually heading back towards T-spawn right now, as Visk is on the way. Did manage to find a player in an underpass and managed to retrieve a UMP. So BERBL here still on A with the scout, jumping and checking everything, and both Tarov and Election on B side here. And MALCO seem to take this a very serious and collected approach, as Figli will be looking to make some noise and see if he can find any free players here towards A, just to see if he can force any sort of rotation. But speaking of rotations, the election has actually fallen back to A site, leaving only Tarov on B here, as the nades will be coming through, and he will be pushed any second now, as smoke goes inside the site, and Figli finds BERBL here as well. And now only Tarov and the election here remaining will be taken down. Only the election with the scout peeking towards the site, doesn't see any players. There's also still a smoke in sight. An unfavorable position for him off the fact that he doesn't even have a kit. So even if he finds all these players, he most likely will not have time to take this round, and he will be forced to save this one. He's just making sure he's not being pushed. But as he looks away, Warden already creeping up close, and I don't know if Warden spotted, but he's definitely going to be checking as he will find Election here, and that scout is not going to be a factor in the next round as MALCO managed to bring it back instantly, and that is exactly what they want. So it doesn't look like they've given up just yet.
And in no way, the second round definitely shows there's fighting in them. But I want to see if that continues on, because we saw before as well, so many rounds went back and forth between those two teams. As easily NotLikeThis can disrupt the plays from MALCO, as it seemed. We're talking about that the T side was kind of okay for MALCO on Inferno, but the CT side was not that great. And let's see if NotLikeThis can prove that they are good on CT side. Here is going to be Deagle 5-7 and CZ by for them. As slowly but surely MALCO are making their way towards the A site.
Now Burble twice already did have the opportunity to take down the terrorist players, but has actually missing a lot of shots here as the T's are up close and personal. We'll find Irix here, but we'll go down to Viscus instantly. He has actually managed to find 2 players here, and now Taurov with the CZ and Election.
Okay, he finds only 1 player, but it's going to be 2-on-2 as this has found Prokas. Only Taurov will remain. I thought Election with Deagle would do a lot more, and here Taurov's position is spotted. This looks fine, the third. And the second round for MALCO is going to be the full eco for NotLikeThis. And we saw that Election, he was not hitting that shot, so maybe if MALCO managed to get the next buy round as well, I believe NotLikeThis could fall off. I feel at least like it.
I feel like they could return the favor and can easily take this to a 1-4 scoreline if they manage to take the first buy round here, but that is going to be 1 round after this one, as now you can see MALCO have gathered up towards B, and it's going to be a solid B push as the flash comes over here, and Burble spotting already the players here is now Election doing a lot of work here, and Prokas will find 2.
Only Election remains, and he found only 1. But at least they make this one expensive for MALCO. MALCO, they won't be too sad about it, but still they're wasting, okay, not wasting, they're putting a lot of money into these rounds.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, a lot of nades was purchased already before there, and that was also the MAC-10s were disposed of in the previous round off the fact that the teammates died and everyone picked up an AK there. So, weapons coming back and forward. The money situation still is solid for MALCO, even if they lose this round, but of course they would be curious to take it, as now there's actually an AVP on Election, and he's peeking extremely aggressively here into
with
Monster.
no backup.
No backup, no help, no nades, nothing, and he seems he can... Will he find Irix here as he spots the player and will take him down instantly, falling back?
Will he push? Really? He pushes and he runs into Warden and his teammate. As one more player goes down towards B site, and you can see NotLikeThis, they've given it away. As only Burble and Amans will remain, and here Burble, he can find a player in the backlines. Figley goes down, and there's still one more player towards short. Will he expect him as he changes out to an AK? This finds the right timing to take him down.
And Eamon just saw the legs of Viscus here in monster position, so he's aware of the fact that the player is there, actually trying to land some shots, will be landing them, but Viscus with the returned favor there, taking down Eamon, and it is going to be 1-4 in favor of MALCO. So for NotLikeThis, that particular round once again went like we've seen so many times before them. Not entirely sure why the Election decided to push there in Monster.
Well, I believe he didn't have any information.
He didn't have information, but obviously you should still be wary of the fact that the players might be there. As you can see now, 2 NotLikeThis players are going to be heading into Underpass here, trying to see if they can hold this connection. As Figley is just around the corner there, and he will spot the first player, will go down eventually to Eamon, dealing a good amount of damage there. Eamon does manage to retrieve the AK and does have that backstab potential, and that will be forcing these remaining MALCO players to push towards A site, as they know their backstab is imminent any second. Bank will be smoked off, and Election with once again a headshot onto Irix there, but Viscus and Displex quickly returning the favors, as now Warden will also find Prokas, and only Eamon remaining with this AK here should be just looking to deal economical damage at this stage, as it looks like this round will go once again MALCO's way, and a very quick convincing start for them, as it's looking to go for 1-5 scoreline any second now, as Eamon is peeking towards line, but his position is known, and will they decide to push him down?
Well, this Warden trying to find him, but he's looking towards wrong position, as already we can see Eamon has gotten pretty far away. Even could manage to get to T-spawn where he won't be disturbed. And saving that AK is very important, especially on the CT side, to have that secure kill if needed.
So Eamon has retreated back towards the T-spawn area. And remaining terrorist players will be pushing all together just to make sure they can clear the best amount of angles they can. Will not find anyone, and that is going to be 1-5 in favor of MALCO already.
They saved 3 weapons, so that's pretty good. They're building up their bank as well, doing this. And at the moment, it doesn't look like NotLikeThis have too many answers. Let's see if this double up setup works out for them.
Yeah, Lattelecom is already heading towards the middle position here, and BESL is actually going to be heading towards long, so both...
But we can see where MALCO is heading. They're changing the pace of the game. They're heading towards long as we... Okay, they're heading towards B as we can see, and already Taurov has tagged up through the wall there as they're trying to boost up the players. But you can see MALCO, they've taken control of the side. Displus with 1 kill. Can Taurov do anything as Displus is moving forward, finding the second? And now the rotation probably should not come in from NotLikeThis, and they just save these weapons.
Yeah, BESL still looking to see if he can find any players from the balcony here. Little did he know just a few seconds ago that it was just smoked off, so he won't find anything. There's actually some bullets being laid in that smoke just to make sure nobody decides to get any ideas and get any pushes, and that is definitely going to be a save coming out from NotLikeThis. I feel like they didn't expect MALCO to come back into this so aggressive, and props to MALCO keeping composure first of all, and secondly definitely switching up their pace of the game and dictating their own rules onto NotLikeThis here, as now Amon still in bathrooms area as BESL is towards long and Lattelecom peeking down into long. I think he just spotted the leg of a player. And will he get Viscus here, as Viscus will go down, and now Lattelecom missing a free kill towards long there, and that will be only 1 AVP saved for NotLikeThis, but never mind, they'll buy another one.
Yeah, they had the money for it, and let's see how much utility they will gather. Okay, they even get the full buy after this one, as they have lost 6 rounds in a row, so the last bonus is there. So even if MALCO lose 1, that is just the window for opportunity to crush NotLikeThis.
Exactly.
In very fast fashion.
4 of the terrorist players from Team MALCO have positioned themselves towards Monster here, as now only Irix is around middle position, but he doesn't even know that Amon has pushed up close, and he's gathering so much information here as Prokas will find 2 kills.
That was a flash in from his teammates, and he finds 2 players. And here Lattelecom finds 1 more player who's trying to move in, and it's now all on Irix to find Taurov here, because then, okay, he finds him now. The round is not lost just yet, as he instantly pre-fires the angle on, I believe, yeah, that was Lattelecom, but from backlines. BESL comes in with the op, makes the difference as Warden has found 1, but I believe he has information about both of the players. And as the grenade comes through from BESL, he managed to get the Porzingis and the score 2-6.
2-6 indeed, as now the remaining money of the terrorist players will be definitely replenishing their resources. Once again, they have opted in to go only for rifles this round and a full set of utility, and they're looking towards going this underpass and middle position, as they will be greeted by Lattelecom in party, and he will be instantly taken down by Irix there. And now Irix looking to push further on. Feegly will find Amon, but BESL with 2
and
important kills, and finding even the 3rd player, and that was also the bomb there, looking to see if he can find his 4th kill, as now only Displix remaining towards this party area, and BESL playing it so smart, instantly dinking and taking down Displix, bringing it back for his team, and that is going to be 3-6 now, as MALCO still can afford to buy in this round, and that is going to be the AVP on Warden once again, as the remaining team will be picking up AKs, and Displix actually is going to be left with the CZ and a bit of a utility on him.
Through all the season, we saw NotLikeThis having the problems to get back into the games and close the games, and it looks like on the last week they are here to prove everyone wrong about the things that have been said about them, because you can see they're not even struggling to get rounds after 6-round loss streak.
Exactly, and Viscus here has already established short control by pushing through the smoke, didn't find any players here, and Taurov, I don't believe that with that boost together with Prokas previously, they managed to find a player, but they will be checking just now, and if they catch the timing right, but Viscus expecting this, leaving Taurov with 1 HP on B side, and that is good news for MALCO, as a 1B player down can definitely open up the site, and Lattelecom in an off angle here on these rails. I'm curious to see if they will eventually push through and will spot this player here, as now Feegly clearing out the connector area, making sure no flanks are coming through, opening and closing doors behind him, falling back in short here, and they're going to be smoking off heaven, and this definitely looks like it's going to be a big push, as now Tarov here around this pole will be taken down by the Lattelecom.
The off angle works out as he finds two, but he in the process gets taken down, and Prokas still with 100 HP, waiting in the side as he takes down Viscus. Did he hear the bomb planter? Now he hears the bomb planter, he sees Figli, is going to be Warden planting the bomb. And let's see for how long of a period of time he can survive as he finds the Lattelecom, Prokas, but already from the back lines, the players are coming in, and he's in kind of an off angle for himself, as he's not sure if anyone's going to come out from the balcony, as he's going to see the player here. He's going to miss the first shot and still look for it, but he's going to get pushed up, and Amant will take him down. It's going to be the 4th round for NotLikeThis, and such a good comeback, I even want to say, for them.
Exactly, starting to look scary for MALCO there, as they were expecting to take this in a more convincing fashion. I feel like everything was going towards them, but the round eventually did fall apart, and now you can see MALCO are forced to buy up CZs, even a Tech-9 once again on Irix here, and a Deagle on Warden. And just curious to see where they're going to utilize these weapons, as they seem to favor slightly middle and connector plays coming out of them. And Burble is here to greet, but he will be falling back just off that one flashbang. He was too far out, being a single player there. And Amant will actually position himself quite aggressively here in long. And will he find Irix, who's just around the corner with the Tech-9? He will check. He doesn't, and he will go down instantly, to both with the help of Amant. And
you can see the both ops are in the hands of NotLikeThis, and they both are on A site. Although the Lattelecom is still thinking about rotating if needed, as they're not spotting MALCO players just yet, but they're all around toilets and here through the wall. Purple can definitely get the kill, and let's see if that works out, as now he's going to reload the weapon as the smokes come through, so he has full ammo as he takes down one, but as you can see, they're moving into sight, and the pistols are doing wonders.
And the rotation coming in through quickly here, as now it is a 3 versus 3 situation. NotLikeThis players are not really aware where the terrorist players could be at this stage, as Amant now will find Figli and Displex both, and only Warden here remaining with the AVP will take him down. And now it's a 2 versus 2 situation, as the smoke will be deployed from Tarov, and just seeing if he can bait these shots out from Warden.
And Warden, he was trying to push in, but Prokas was kind of ready for it. The bomb will be defused. One more time, both ops will be saved for NotLikeThis.
And that is great news for them, as they've managed to retrieve yet another round in their favor, slowly starting to bring this back. And dare I say it, are MALCO having flashbacks right now? Or is it too soon?
I think they're having them, but I'm thinking that they need to have that tactical timeout anytime soon now.
Yeah, any round should be the round they should take it, as obviously any further lead given to NotLikeThis, or to be more precise, any sort of comeback potential for them isn't something they don't want to give, as they will decide to play slightly more aggressively this round in short, and actually securing the position there, is now Figli and Displex in underpass here, just shooting these doors, seeing if they can land any free damage on the players.
You can see the only damage that has been dealt to NotLikeThis players are the oppers that went aggressive to try the first peaks. And I believe, if NotLikeThis, it was very lucky, because I believe these kind of plays can get MALCO back into the game.
Yeah, exactly. As you can see, they've realized their slight mistake and have taken a more passive approach, as now Warden actively looking for an entry here towards the bathroom and banana area. And will he be expecting for Burble to be on this off angle here, as he's just jumping up and down?
Oh, if Burble decided to re-peek there, that would have been a free kill for Warden.
Exactly, as a smoke and a flash will be deployed towards A, and Warden with the peek here will be taken down by Burble instantly, as he wasn't fully flashed.
Oh,
and
the positions.
finding another kill here, as it is 5 versus 3, but Irix will find a kill towards B here, and that should force a rotation to come in, or at least to move closer to B site from NotLikeThis, as the bomb is actually looking to go towards A.
They have 20 seconds left. This very late rotation, but as you can see, all the Molotovs and everything else drop down. It kind of feels like this is going to be a B push, but SK, the Lattelecom still stays, and Burble is going to be the one who's going to hit the shot. Displex, at least he gets the kill back. It's going to be 2-on-3 situation, as the bomb is going to be planted. No one's going to be tagged. Let's see if Irix with Displex can hold this one, as it has been a problem before. As here they push out, the wrong timing for Irix to decide to spray. At Displex, he has found 2 kills, looking for the third, but Amant, he's going to rescue his team. This is going to be tied game. 6-6, off saved. I don't know what else to say. This comeback looks so good for NotLikeThis. I thought when this was getting those kills, they should be okay.
Yeah,
Darius with kind of wide peak.
Felt like it's going to go in favor of MALCO, definitely, as MALCO actually now have taken out the tactical timeout, and they definitely have things to talk about. They did get a very good early advantage, but have managed to give it away eventually in favor of NotLikeThis, and now it is an even scoreline, 6-6 here. Interestingly enough, there's a P90 buy coming out of Taurov.
So I believe he's going to just head towards connector.
Yeah, it looks like it. He definitely has the spawn for it, but as we say it, he seems to have changed his mind. And
he was playing from water before. He
was playing from water. They can use it once again by taking aggressive positioning in B short.
Yeah.
Because obviously the players are trickling through a narrow tunnel there, and the P90 can be deadly there. But as we say it, he actually goes back towards this middle, and most likely he's going to be playing the P90 in connector. He's going to be flashing over middle here, and will take a flash.
Really, middle is his idea of a good time with P90?
Well, if they've pushed up close on the left here,
but you can see MALCO, they have pushed towards the B side. That's going to be Amons and Prokas looking for the kills. Prokas found one, Amons went down, the bomb should be planted any time now, as there is guy in the site, and luckily for them, they managed to find the kills. It's going to be leave only Taurov with Burble to retake this one. But Taurov from behind lines should be checked any moment now, and he was heard by Iris, as Iris, he comes out and find the kill, and Burble at this stage, possibly just a save could work out, as Warden tags him up with 13 HP, and there comes the running Glock shot from him.
So props to MALCO making the appropriate adjustments. Once again, switching up the pace, realizing that the calm tactical approach, it doesn't seem like is really working out for them. And NotLikeThis, once again, weren't really ready for this, well, almost random push to come through, as nothing gave it away before that, and instantly a round goes in favor of MALCO here. Obviously extremely important for them to secure it afterwards. As you can see, the CTs are already forced up only on pistols here, and only an AVP on Burble remaining here, who's going to find the kill onto Viscous in long, and Taro finding MALCO Irix here, and the bomb is pinned in long behind the rock, and Burble knows it.
Let's see if Displex will peek out. Now with this flash, he could definitely peek out or even leave this position. So he's going to try to do that right now. He's going to spot the player and does not get the quick shot. Amon, he is close range with that CZ, so he can make a lot of work done here if he's going to get peeked. And there comes, okay, the timing for him, as he's going to find one. That's going to leave only two terrorist players alive. And if I remember correctly, almost at no times have MALCO been successful in these situations.
Yeah, and now Delection with the flank can gain a lot of information. He knows nobody has gone down through T-spawn. He also doesn't hear any players in underpasses. Now he will be checking for Warden, but Warden with the smart play, checking every single corner, brings it back to a 2-on-2 situation. 44 seconds remaining here. Bomb is still towards the bathrooms area, and now Taurov is forced to take an aggressive position in short, as Warden will be crossing over and pushing into short here. Gets the kill onto Taurov, and Prokas now fully believes that it is going to be a B push, as now he hears the bomb being planted towards A and instantly rotating. His style does still have the time gap to find Displex here.
Still does, as Warden still has an end. This is way forward, and he doesn't get one headshot. He misses Warden, but at least I believe he knows where Warden is. Now he's going to be in the toilets. Will he expect him to come out or to find him right here? Both players have the op. Let's see how this duel goes down. As Prokas, he has the kid. He's going to go for the defuse, but Warden, he misses the flick. Instantly switches up the position, and now perfect awareness as he realizes Prokas sees no one there. He's going to check short, and Warden right time peeks in to get the kill.
And Prokas just inches away from checking that close left corner. Definitely something that you shouldn't be leaving unchecked, and that basically cost him the round, as I feel like if he would have peeked there, he would have got the kill, at least it seemed so. And now CTs are on a mixed buy. There's actually a Deagle CZ, P250 and 2 UMPs coming out of them, and they'll be looking to play this one aggressively, as so are MALCO by pushing into Monster here. Flash is going in and out, so they can't really commit to it just yet, as now the push will come through eventually, and Prokas finding 2 kills.
Work, and from behind lines you can see how much work is being done. Taurov, Delection, they all find the kills, as Figley is going to be last man standing 1v2. Luckily for him, Delection with Amon yet to pick up any kind of weapons to deal with him.
And look at the flank coming in from Amon here. As long as Delection can stay alive long enough, that should be a free kill for Amon, as Delection looking to spot any sort of feet and manages to find a weapon in the process, as well as now a Figley with the awareness checking behind, but he's left only on 17 HP, and Delection just misses him.
With 17 HP, you need only one more bullet, and Delection misses that timing to get it. But luckily for him, as I mentioned, Figley, he's only 17 HP, so that's only one bullet. So Figley has to play so careful to win this round for his team.
Exactly, and now Figley also taking his time, and it's just, well, essentially, if the timing is right, still an any man's game. Does Figley dare to play and plant for the CT side here, as he should be checking these corners and seeing no player is there, and that could prompt the risk, but Delection is already up close in banana here, and will the bomb plant trigger him to run?
He won't. He's going to be quiet about this one, as Figley still checking CT. There comes in Delection. It's going to be 7 to 8 after the first half. We usually don't see this kind of round score on overpass, but these teams, they feel so close.
Well, these teams are really trading rounds and kills, essentially going for kill. Obviously, NotLikeThis using they had very good semi-buy rounds where they did a lot of economical damage, and that is essentially what has also secured them such a good scoreline off the back of, well, 1-6 start there. So props to them for bringing it back. I'm curious to see how they're going to, are they going to switch it up on their T side? Will they decide to play it more aggressively?
Hopefully they do, because it worked out for MALCO before. And for them as well. Aggression, I believe, is the way to go for this team.
Definitely, as now Viscous here pushing into party, actually was flashed and was forced to fall back instantly, as now two NotLikeThis players are going to be pushing towards A long here. Just want to establish this control and want to clear out these bathrooms. And Viscous, does he manage to find any kills here? As he will find the first player, but that's struggling with the second one. Will get the second, but will eventually be taken out. And now it is going to be a 3 versus 2 situation in favor of MALCO, as Warden didn't manage to find Delection there in the process. And now only Burble and Amant remaining here.
They're both still waiting in the toilet, so not being too aggressive about these pushes. Still want to find the enemies. It's going to be Warden pushing in. He's going to find one headshot and the second one.
2 one-taps, and the round goes in favor of MALCO eventually. So extremely solid work coming from them. I was actually surprised. I believe that was Viscous in the bathroom there, finding 2 players with the USP in a situation where he was being pushed, and that was definitely a misplay from NotLikeThis. I feel like the remaining 2 players after the first kill weren't really eager to commit to it too much, and that is exactly the opposite thing you should do. You should really push it in into the bathrooms area and make sure you kill that player, because he's an extreme nuisance at that situation.
And here, like what NotLikeThis just did, they cleared out connector, meaning they can freely play now in the middle, knowing that no one can backstab them that easily, as they can still take control of connector, go towards B, go towards A, because with this force buy, they should have something planned, because I believe it won't just work if you just push one site.
Well, they're trying to get up as close as possible, not leaving a lot of room for rotation. And Warden here looks like is going to be the first point of contact together with Irix, who's peeking into bathrooms here, doesn't see the player and doesn't really suspect him be just around the corner. There's Procus will take down Warden. That's the M4 down, as now the push comes through, and Burble will take down Irix, and that is a 5 versus 4 situation. All 3 CT players have rotated already, and Procus here finds Figley. Only Viscous and Displix remaining, both finding a kill each, and it is still 3 versus 2 situation. But Burble with the Tech 9, 2 headshots, and that is once again a backwards and forwards game here, as NotLikeThis managed to secure the round and bring themselves back in.
This is just so crazy that rounds like these are working out. And the fact that, I once mentioned before, like just pushing a site would not be enough in a force buy rounds. You need to fake out the players, grab the rotations or anything else, just so you have the advantage early on. But it didn't matter for NotLikeThis.
It didn't matter. They managed to push up really close, and that peek from Irix into bathrooms did absolutely nothing, as the kills started to rain through left and right. And now you can see MALCO being slightly more proactive, taking control of B short, quickly checking if anything is there, but they won't find any players, as 4 of them that is NotLikeThis players are actually positioned towards A here.
As Warden was spotted here, he almost finds the kill as he's tagging up the player. Procus, I believe, there was towards the short position, but now they're going to push in. Let's see if the Deagle works out, as he can't hit the shots. Well, let's see if Viscas can do anything. He finds one, but that's going to be it as they're slowly pushing inside. But you can see the CZs are not just enough for this.
Yeah, there's definitely not a lot of bullets in that one, as Displex actually managed to find a kill on Burble there, but the election will take him down, and now only Irix remaining here. He is in a position where he can shoot, but unfortunately the CZ once again doesn't play into his favor. And I feel like MALCO haven't actually found as big of an impact with these CZs as they would have hoped, but once again, in order to utilize them to their maximum potential, you really need to be like, well, mid-range, I would say maximum. Any further range is gambling. So unfortunately, it didn't play out in their favor. Only one smoke here on MALCO's side on a full eco, and that smoke is on Irix, who is going to be smoking off the monster position here, making sure no terrorist really wants to push extremely fast into this site, as he is the only player there. And look at this triple boost coming out from Feegly, Warden, and Viscas, peeking towards A long and seeing if they can spot these players, as the map will eventually push them down. But will they jump back up?
That was a good plan for them to move like that. Well, let's see if that will have any kind of results. Because at the moment, it looks like more so they're going to head towards the B sites. Not like this, they still haven't hit it. Now they decided to do that. I was thinking, were they only really going to push towards the A site when they switch things up? No,
they switch it up, and I feel like rightly so. B site is very hard to hold against rifles if you're only on pistols, even if you're on semi-buy here, as now Procus already has started the battle with Irix, and Irix will rightly so retrieve. Procus also manages to check basically every single corner on the way and realizes it was an A stack and it was the correct call coming out from NotLikeThis to go towards B, as now all of them have secured very good positions to take this retake on themselves. But as I see, Displex will find election and actually will dink. That was Procus, I believe, in the process there, as both of them, Procus and Amon, managed to find a kill here, and now only Viscas and Warden remaining here.
Okay, it's going to be 2-on-2 as Viscas and Warden both find the kill, but now you can see the AKs are doing the work as Burble takes down the last one, and it's going to be 10-9, as NotLikeThis won 3 rounds in a row, and now it's going to be the full buy round.
Yeah, a lot of headshots coming out from those USPs, and that obviously allowed for such a close play line coming in at the very end there. 2 versus 2 did eventually go NotLikeThis's way, and they've actually overtaken the lead right now, and it is 10-9.
This is looking really good for NotLikeThis, especially just the fact that MALCO still, I believe, haven't grabbed the hold of the CT site here.
Not really, as a flashbang will go ahead towards B short, and Procus instantly clearing every corner, making sure nobody's hiding there.
He was so lucky that he was not taken down by Warden there, who got almost the timing right to shut him down in the head, but shot the bullets right above his head through that wall. So an early death there will definitely cost around for one of the teams. You can see how aggressive the election is. I want to see this from his angle as the smoke's going to fade. Can he find the kill? He's going to see the player, and he's still going to find it. At least there's someone to trade it.
Displex instantly trades it back, but this situation currently still favors NotLikeThis unless Warden decided to push further there and find the bomb, which he didn't, as there is a bit of an action going on towards B short here, where Procus is shooting a few bullets, and that prompted Warden not to fully commit, and now he has missed the timing as the bomb actually has been picked up, and he will be instantly running towards middle here, as I believe there is information about players in Banana.
He heard them. He just heard them when he was waiting in that position, and now we're going to see how these two players can hold up. As from behind lines, Warden finds aim, and that's one player towards long. There's now going back for NotLikeThis. They have to push in, and as they push in, they run into Irix, and Irix now, okay, it's going to be Feegly who gets the kill against Burble, the AWP player, so now they can grab the AWP in their hands. I believe he had the AWP, or did he not?
I think he did at the very beginning of the round, not too sure there, as now only Procus remaining in B short. I don't think he has heard Displex, so he's just looking to save this one. Obviously, there is only 7 seconds remaining in this round. That's going to be instantly a round back in favor of MALCO, and that is going to be 10-10.
We're probably going to see 12-12, and then 14-12, and then one team's going to wake up, because this game seems so familiar.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely starting to have flashbacks from Infernal already, as it is a very backwards and forwards game, but this is exactly what we were hoping to see, as the last week final matches, every single point counts. Yeah. Even if you don't make it into the top 4, you need to make sure that you are securing your position for the next tournament, as we are heading into the following round. And
Warden, he missed the opening frag kill that he could have gotten. I don't know if he tagged Burble there through the ground, or that's even possible. That was not the case as Procas one more time just solo towards the B site. Looking to hold MALCO here for as long as possible until his team figures out or maybe gets the openings towards the A site. As we were speaking, that NotLikeThis like to play off of those.
Exactly, and so far NotLikeThis are taking a calm approach, reminding themselves that MALCO are a team that do like to push at random times, so they're just making sure that that is not going to be the case in this round, as the smoke towards Monster has slowly faded here, and Procas looking to do something at this stage as nades will be deployed towards the middle area, and that is going to prompt for MALCO players to fall back from long and just jump spotting from side here. Warden and together with Irix, Warden with the AVP doesn't spot anyone in bathrooms here, and you can see NotLikeThis are planning this out to be a B hit on site here.
You can see that the players are ready, one in jungle, one in site, one on the rails as before. As here now the push will commence. Let's see how much can Viscas do here as he's fully flushed, but he's still gonna find a kill with his teammates again.
Displex!
4 kills. My god, he cleans out B site.
Ooh, you nasty.
That was just so impressive, and NotLikeThis, that was their buy round.
Oh,
just stopped in a matter of seconds.
That was the perfect play. Just off the fact that someone was on those rails meant that Displex had free action to do, quickly finding one player towards the monster area and then turning around, and almost a triple lineup there going on. He was just able to spray up close with the AK. Obviously that deals a lot of damage, and that was instantly the round over for NotLikeThis, as now they're forced onto pistols here. Some even have only Glocks in this round, as once again no surprising moves coming out from MALCO at this stage, understanding the fact that the enemies are ecoing, so they don't need to give any advantages.
You can see how NotLikeThis are so almost feels like toying with MALCO. They push up really close towards toilets. They push out the AWP player from the close range, and now in a way forcing for MALCO to use the utility.
Well, a lot of success in overpass comes from hitting the site at the right timing, so you need to hit them as the players are unsure to which side they should rotate to, therefore catching them off guard. Now, as you can see, Feegly, actually, I think he just spotted the players there, and actually wary of the fact that someone might be pushing through that smoke in a longest push. He's starting to come through, but now both Feegly and Warden doing damage here, as Feegly will go down. Warden actually cornered in there and will go down eventually, as well as only 3 CTs remaining now, with Bribble looking to see if anyone's flanking, as Procas will be taken down now, and only Bribble remaining here.
Oh, and the double
will be shut down as well, as the double peek from the CTs is coming in, and now it is going to be 12-10. NotLikeThis starting to look a bit shaky.
Yeah, definitely. Even with the fact that they managed to push back MALCO at first, but still in the end not managing to almost get anything there. And you can see MALCO, they're going to be real happy about that. 3 players with okay money in their accounts, so they can play a lot from here. And MALCO, you can see they want to finish this game without the overtime, so they're instantly pushing forward, being aggressive towards middle, not allowing for NotLikeThis to take control of the map, as they were taking a lot of control before.
Exactly, and now Displex finding that crucial entry, giving the advantage for his team, also means that their team don't need to push for any information right now, as long as they remain a good amount of players on each of these sites and choose to play it correctly. As you can see, NotLikeThis also seems to be slightly shaken by that fact. Losing a player so early on means that there is a lot of work ahead of them, and not having the biggest amount of utility in the world is definitely something that's not going to be helping them. As you can see, Displex here even now being boosted up to peak into
This is one of my favorite part of overpass, that you can boost in so many places and see so much of the map just from this position and get free kills like this. There's going to be only 3 players on T side left alive, and they still want to hit the A site.
And great team play coming out there from Displex and Feegly, both deploying their smokes instantly, making sure no trade potential is there, as now Viscas from Waters in B is just making sure nobody's pushing up B short, and that really should be the round once again going in favor of MALCO, unless something terrible happens here.
And see, with all the flashes and everything else coming through, we can see Irix instantly sees the player, almost gets him, he gets him down, but Lattelecom with 2 kills now gets the situation on 2-on-2, and they know where Irix is. They peek him, but Irix with perfect timing, even pre-firing that angle. It will allow Ayman to plant the bomb, as they need the money desperately now. But can he hold it as he takes down one player? He's left with 12 HP. There's one player coming in from behind, so he could potentially take him down. But Warden, with great positioning in the CZ in hands, is going to take the kill and the round.
Yeah, the headshot was simply not there for him, as the Warden was backstabbing, and at the best of timings probably, as you can see, Viscas was tagged up in that engagement there, and that for a very brief moment looked slightly scary for MALCO. I felt like if Viscas would have gone down, well, Viscas could happen. A little Latvian pun there.
Viscas could happen. Let's see what can happen here. Can MALCO bring this one home? Or will we one more time see a really close ending of the game? As NotLikeThis yet to find their luck here in the last few rounds. And let's see if Warden can find any luck here with the op, as he misses the two players jumping over. But he can find the player now peeking in. He does not get the flick. And luckily for him, he does not get damage, but he still finds Prokas with re-peek. How can this be even allowed?
And Warden still playing extremely aggressive, deploys the smoke, even tries to land another shot, as now a flash will come over and he will be taken down eventually as the terrorists start trickling into B side. Tarov finding Figly here, and now Viscas both together with Displex find 3 players there and will shut down once again 14-10 in favor of MALCO, and these rounds are ending in mere seconds.
Viscas, in the end, he had like 3 kills there, but the way he got there was just so weird. He sprayed almost all his ammo on nothing, and then with USPSs he gets everything back.
It's usually the case.
Weirdly enough. But let's see now, NotLikeThis, they still have the Byron since they've lost 5 rounds in a row. It's not the best buy since they have 3 Galils on their team, and they have to be really worried now as MALCO are only 2 rounds away. You can see Figly, he's tagged up, so that kind of allows them now to maybe find the opening play here. Which side do you think is easier to hit playing against MALCO?
I feel like they should try to hit more A. I feel like it's more doable for them. It just doesn't really work out in terms of timing, as I say, Displex once again finds Prokas here, and that was exactly towards A. I think that the fact that NotLikeThis cannot abuse bathrooms as much as they would like means that MALCO have a lot of information to play off of, and as I say once again now, Irix will have found Burble, but Tarov will take down Warden here, and that is actually a 3 versus 3 situation, as the election will have found Irix, and that is still a lot of time on the terrorist side here. They seem to be slightly favoring the B situation right now, as Tarov will be heading back to retrieve the bomb.
As they pick up the bomb, let's see which side they're going to hit, because already there are 2-player rotation towards B site. Figly with Viscas ready, and this was waiting on A site. As we can see more so, looks like it's going to be an A hit, since the bomb's rotating towards middle with tower off. Now let's see how much information can Displex gather, maybe get a fast backstab and maybe solo hold the site, as that has been the case before.
And once again, not a lot of time remaining here, not a lot of room for error, and Displex definitely hears the players in sight right now and is giving the information for his teammates, making the correct call, not pushing just in, and finds the correct timing to manage to dispose the bomb.
Only the election remains, but can he get the kill? Because there's only 1 second left for him to plant the bomb. He can do it, and now Figly, all he has to do is hide, and he's going to do just that. So it's going to be 15-10 as the election saves the AK. Maybe Figly can still find him. No, that won't be the case. As we can see, the money is still not good for NotLikeThis, and I believe MALCO are looking to close this one out.
This should be a closed match off of this. As you can see, there's not the best utility for NotLikeThis side. Still a decent amount of malts. Obviously, you can do definitely a lot of work with 2. And a decent amount of flashes here, as Displex now from party will be peeking into middle along with Viscas here, who's going to be taken down, but Displex still manages to find a returning trade frag, and that was crucial in that situation, as he does bring it back 4-4.
And Warden, he was trying to peek in the monster, be aggressive, right? As he got flashed, he managed to get away, still gonna re-peek, and now he knows where the player is. So this could be a free kill for him, as they're still there on edge. He could spot the player coming through. As you can see, slowly terrorists are trying to take control of the map.
And the election here trying to bait out the shot so he can at least cross over. And Warden, interestingly enough, chose to deploy a smoke for himself so he can attend to be short more and make sure he's not going to be sandwiched here in Monster, as Amont will be retrieving the bomb now and will be heading towards that B position. And it looks like Tarov and Prokas are looking to sell an A fake, or at least to pull a rotation here by being so close in banana.
You can see Prokas was spotted. Simply nades coming through. Quite possibly Tarov can do a lot of damage here. 3 players are now going to head towards B site. Tarov, he has no utility to use the smoke to move around it. So it's going to be pretty tough, especially with Displex in that corner. But I feel like Taurov knows.
Taurov should find a kill here in order to sell this fake. He actually checks, but doesn't check it till the very end, and that will give enough time for Displex to dispose of him, as now Warden, very close, will be taken down by Prokas with the Galil. And that is the AVP down, as the Lection will find Feegly here, and it's a 3 versus 2 situation. Irix managed to bring it back, and it is a 2 versus 2.
And he tags up the AW player. That's already a lot of work done, as now they're going to slowly try to push in. The time is almost not there. They can deny the bomb planter, but the bomb will still be planted. As now they're trying to move in, they know the player's inside. Irix takes him down, and now it's all on Prokas, the 7 HP guy. Can he bring this one back? Can he still fight for some points? But Irix takes him down. 3 kills for him, and 16 to 10. MALCO managed to finish this game. We were talking about that we thought it's going to be a bit faster game for MALCO, but not like this. They were not easy to take down.
Definitely not easy to take down. Eventually, they did manage to break their economy to a certain point where it was manageable for them. Yeah. And therefore, they managed to win these rounds out, especially off the fact that they didn't give really NotLikeThis any chance to push up close in. Bathrooms, as I said before, Bathrooms is a very crucial...
The control was, in general, really good from MALCO at the end of the game, especially.
Bathrooms is a very crucial point to hold and gain control of as a terrorist in overpass, as it forces the CTs to use a lot of utility to check safely what's going on around the map. And if you do not know how many players are lurking just in the beginning of Banana, it obviously can trigger a lot of plays coming out of CTs, and that would be a free entry for you. So because they didn't take advantage of it, I feel like that's probably one of the biggest reasons why they lost this map. Their aim was still there. They can definitely deliver kills, and you can see once again, especially in situations where they had these mixed buys, NotLikeThis seem to have the upper hand in this matchup when it comes to like UMP battles and Deagle battles, at least so far today.
Yeah, but MALCO did manage to bring this one back, so congratulations to them. The series went 1-1, but now we're going to head into small break, and the next matchup, Skinlords versus XGR, is going to come to you soon. So don't go anywhere, and remember about the giveaway.